Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Houston.
Live from Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas, Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight, it's Game 2 of a 3-game series matching the Astros with the first-place Pittsburgh Pirates. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim Deshaies. Yes, that does sound unusual. The Pirates are tied for first, though, as a result of their shutout win here last night, JD.
Yeah, they got an outstanding performance from Jeff Carstens. The Pirates have pitched very well all year long, including the man we see tonight, left-hander Paul Maholm, who's been very good against the Astros in his career for this season. He's 6-9 despite a very good 2.96 ERA, league hitting just 2.27 against Maholm. Bud Norris is facing the Pirates for the 4th time already this year. He's pitched well in his previous 3 starts against the Buccos, trying to even his record to go along with that 3.46 earned run average.
Coming up from Houston as the Astros try to knock off the high-flying Buccos and their all-star, Andrew McCutchen. One of their all-stars anyway. Hunter Pence is again the cleanup man for the Astros tonight. And Game 2 of the series comes your way next.
Sports Houston is brought to you by the Progressive Insurance Group. For money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Inside Minute Maid Park, the Astros have taken the field. And up in the booth, it's Saturday. That means it will be Bill Brown, Jim Deshaies, joined by Jeff Bagwell. Let's go upstairs right now, guys.
That's right. In search of offense, number 5 is going to provide some of that.
Yeah, thanks for that pressure.
Well, Baggy, let's get caught up with what your activities have been recently. Getting a little relaxation this summer?
I have. I took an all-star break like you guys did, except mine's been for about, I don't know, 6 years. But no, doing well. Kids are doing great. Kids are out of town right now, but just trying to get us back on some winning ways right here. We got to get going in the right direction here. We had obviously a tough road trip when we left, and then came back, had a little bit of a blip last night, so hopefully we can get back going tonight.
All right, let's start with the Pirates starting lineup. They're now sharing first place with St. Louis, and they go with Alex Presley in left field, Chase Darno as a shortstop. It's Neil Walker at second base, all-star Andrew McCutcheon, the cleanup man, is in center field. Jared Jones plays right field with Lyle Overbay at first base. Brandon Woods, the third sacker. Michael McHenry is the catcher for Paul Maholm.
Now, so far in the month of July, the Astros have one win. It came July 6th when Bud Norris beat the Pirates in Pittsburgh. And he worked 7 solid innings in that game. Gave up 7 hits, a couple of runs, walked a pair, struck out 3. This is his 4th start against Pittsburgh this year. He's 1-2 with a 2.57 ERA. Solid work in his 3 previous starts against the Pirates. 3-4 career against Pittsburgh for Bud. Defensively, it sets up this way tonight. Jason Michaels gets a start in left. Bourne's in center. Pence is in right. Sanchez making just his 6th career start at third base. Carlos has got the other corner. Carpenter and Barmas are in the middle, and Q does the catching.
And he catches the first pitch for ball 1 to Alex Presley. Presley has gone 16 for 41 for a .390 average in his last 10 games after .357 for his first major league season. Pop up and Barmas out. And that's out number 1 for Bud Norris. Good start for Bud, who is 7th in the league in strikeouts. And 3 quality starts in 3 attempts against the Pirates this season for Bud. He's gone 7 innings in all 3 starts against Pittsburgh. Chase Darno, and as Jeff Bagwell watches, this Pirate club has certainly been changing. .233 for Darno. No homers, 1 RBI, but the youngsters are filling in quite capably.
It's amazing. Every single time we sit here, I swear we're playing the Pirates. And, they just keep running guys through here. And obviously doing well, so they got to be very excited about their organization and where these kids are coming from.
And talking about now picking up somebody for the stretch drive.
Can you imagine the Pirates are picking somebody up for the stretch drive?
Yeah, and Hurdle has said that they're in discussions about that. A lot of the speculation is they want a big bat if they can get one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, I think, obviously what their bullpen has done and what their starting pitchers have done. Offense obviously is something that they're going to want to have, and I think that's one thing on the trade deadline that you can probably find a little bit easier than most right now is a big bat.
Good point, because a lot of teams are looking for pitching.
Yeah, everybody's looking for pitching.
Now, the Pirates and the Astros actually tied in terms of runs scored coming into play tonight. Big difference between these two clubs. The pitching, of course, the Pirates among the best in the National League.
And they displayed it again last night with the shutout by Karstens, needing only 83 pitches.
Greg Maddux like.
He was. He really was. He was hitting corners.
83
and he was
pitches.
Working quickly. 3 balls, 2 strikes. You might have heard on the pregame show. Astros Live, as we heard from Brad Mills, he and the coaches sat around after the game, dissecting things and talking about what they needed to do, what they could have done differently against Karstens, but he was very masterful. There's a 1-out walk to Darno. And he said we tried taking some first pitches, and that was usually a strike, so now the hitter's behind. And
yeah, well, if you only throw 83 pitches, there's going to be a lot of first pitch strikes for sure.
Absolutely.
You could sit around as coaches all you want, but it eventually comes down to the players, and they got to get out there, and they got to have some good at bats and good swings and all that kind of stuff. So I understand that being a coach for 2.5 months, it's frustrating at times, but it generally comes down to the players, and they got to go out and they got to play. And you can be the greatest manager in the world, but if the players aren't doing it, then it's very hard to compete.
And I think that's probably more true in baseball than the other major sports.
Sure.
Because I think in football you can scheme for a certain team.
Bouncer into right field by Neil Walker. That gives him a 10-game hitting streak. And Darno goes first to third on the single.
You know, in basketball, you can decide to play a certain type of defense or, you know,
Right.
try to shut down the team's top scorer. You can kind of strategize. In baseball, sure, there's a certain amount of strategy, but you just got to go out and play the game. You got
That's
to pitch,
it.
you got to
That's
hit, you got to
exactly right,
catch it,
Jim.
and every single night, that's the storyline.
Exactly right.
Now Andrew McCutchen, the cleanup man, with 56 runs batted in after Walker's single. McCutchen has runners at first and third with one out.
Well, I mean, think about hitting. Look at that ball that was just hit right there. I mean, that's just a regular ground ball, but it was in the right spot. I mean, there's just so many things that goes on in baseball that you just can't defense for it. You can't scheme for that. You can't do anything. You can't have a cornerback or whatever over there. It's just a ground ball that got through the middle. Excuse me, the middle, but the right side over there.
Strike to McCutchen. McCutchen's driven in 10 runs in his last 5 games. He's gone 6 for his last 13 with runners in scoring position.
Good numbers against Norris, especially impressive because Bud has been awfully tough on right-handed hitters.
That's in the air, and the second baseman, Jeff Keppinger's underneath. A big out, number 2 for Norris.
Huge out.
Yeah, because last night, for instance, the Pirates came out and they got a first inning run, and then they won 4-0. And the way things have gone with the lack of offense, Astros pitchers have to feel if they give up a first inning run, they're in some deep trouble here. 172 for the right-handers against Bud Norris.
Well, we talked about this last time I was on the air when J.A. was pitching. You can't think like that. You can't think like that as a starting pitcher or a ball club or whatever, though. I can't give up a run. I can't give up a run. If you give up a run, who cares? You got to score 1 to win anyway. So, as we talked about before, damage control.
Garrett Jones takes strike 1.
Brett Myers very good last night against the Pirate left-handed hitters, throwing cutters and sliders in. And Norris certainly capable of doing that as well with his slider.
One and one. Bud shooting for win number 6 of the season. He's 3-3 at home. His ERA in this ballpark is 2.66.
That'll work.
One and 2. Last time the Pirates were tied for first place was in July of '97.
Wow.
And that spirited chase you guys had with him, Baggy?
Yeah. What color is that webbing on Q's mitt?
I'm not sure.
Can you match that up with the Pirate uniform or what?
Chartreuse? Looks a little
I can't
yellow,
see.
doesn't it?
It does. It's not right.
Black and yellow colors. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Maybe he borrowed it from one of the Pirates.
He's got his Sunshine Kids in there.
Just
Nice,
noticed that. I
yeah.
haven't seen that before on him. Jones strikes out, and Norris puts up a 0. Paul Maholm heads for the hill in just a moment. The Astros starting lineup for Brad Mills. It's Michael Bourne, Angel Sanchez, Jeff Keppinger, Hunter Pence, Carlos Lee, Jason Michaels, Clint Barmas, Humberto Quintero, and Bud Norris.
Left-hander Paul Maholm for the Pirates tonight, and he's been very good against the Astros. His 11 wins against Houston, more than any other club for the lefty. He's in 19 starts. He's made 19 starts this year, and he's 6-9 with a very good 2.96 earned run average. He gets a lot of ground balls. And the outfield is patrolled by Presley, McCutcheon, and Jones. Infield Wood, Darno, Walker, Overbay. McHenry is the backstop. Oh, and his approach will be very similar to Karsten's last night. A lot of strikes, trying to keep the ball down with sink. Induce ground balls.
Michael Bourne takes a jab at it and misses. There's strike one.
Low right there.
287 for Michael, 1 homer. He's driven in 27 with a 350 on base average.
Jimmy thought it was right there, but I think it was a little low.
Well, the fact that he showed bunt and the fact that it was kind of close, it all adds up to a strike.
Okay.
Well, in the last half inning, he called a bunch of balls that were kind of borderline up, which are probably strikes as far as the strike zone calls, but got to figure out which way is going to be either big. That's a strike.
1-2. Tim Timmons. Yep.
Timmons back there.
Tim Timmons is the guy.
Maholm's got your 4 basic pitches: fastball, curve, slider, change. Not overpowering. Again, he tries to sink the fastball.
2-2.
Lefties will see a fair number of sliders from him. There's the good work he has done. League hitting just 227 against him. He's allowed just 7 home runs.
Now it's a full count to Michael Bourne, who's 6th in the league in hits with 105. Maholm's made 11 straight starts against the Astros, in which he's gone at least 6 innings. 9 of the 11 have been quality work. Flick foul. We were talking with Brad Mills tonight, Baggy, before the game about things like working the count. Or in this case, Michael Bourne certainly doing it. Last night it was very difficult for the Astros hitters to do that. Talk about getting a good first pitch strike to hit, but got another question for you about that as it's fouled. You're looking for a ball over the middle there.
Right.
You don't always know exactly where it's going to wind up with the movement, and so there can be a bad first pitch strike to swing at too, can't there?
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, you got to be looking for a certain zone in the strike zone in which you want to hit it. If you're facing Maholm, probably with Michael, you're probably looking something outer half. Sometimes you're going to throw, and then he's going to come in. He might go across his body a little bit, throw a ball in. You don't want to swing at that. If your thought is outer half, you don't want to swing at a ball middle in, because you're just kind of not ready for that. And there's certain things like that. It's like Carson's threw 86, 87 pitches last night. I remember facing Greg Maddux, and you were always thinking that he was going to throw a ball on the outside part of the plate.
Up the middle and into center field.
And the next thing that would happen is you get your first pitch and it would be a fastball right down the middle, and you're like, well, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
But you just got to kind of zone the ball. You can't cover the entire plate. So be aggressive, but as I like to say, is selective aggressiveness. That was a good at bat by Michael right there.
Outstanding work. He's aboard for Angel Sanchez, 256, 1 homer, 24 runs batted in. Michael leads the majors in steals with 35. And he's going. The bunt is pushed, and Maholm will take the out at first on the sacrifice. 1-3, 1 out.
It was a little unfortunate right there. Michael, that looked like a straight steal to me, and then to bunt him over. A lot of times you don't need to bunt Michael over because of the stolen base factor. But that was a straight steal right there, because you see how he slid in right there.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure that Sanchez wasn't thinking about trying to bunt for a base hit, too, the way he dropped that back foot. He didn't square particularly early. Now, I don't like a straight sacrifice in that situation.
Right. Now, if he's trying to bunt for a base hit, that's a good play. I mean, that's fine. That was kind of that looked like a sacrifice just from
Yeah,
where we were sitting.
the way the bunt was.
Yeah.
The execution, it looked like a sacrifice. I'm not sure what the thought was.
Keppinger looks at ball one. Jeff, a 300 hitter with 2 homers, has 16 runs batted in. He's hitting .400 against lefties. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. In his career, he's a .335 hitter against southpaws. Mahalem's pitched twice already against the Astros this season with a win and a no decision, pitching well both times. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pirates starting staff has 36 wins and a 3.56 ERA as a group.
Mahalem tough to run on. He does not take a lot of time unloading the ball to home plate, but if you were thinking about stealing third base, this would be a good time to do it.
He takes off for third, and it's a foul ball. Good call.
Lefties are generally a little bit easier to steal third base, I think, than right-handers. Generally, their leg kicks are a little bit higher, a little bit more delivered to home plate. Michael didn't have really a great jump there, but.
And with already 1 strike on him, I think Keppinger felt like he couldn't afford to take another strike, so he took a whack at it.
Well, it's true, but that being said, you got maybe give Michael a chance to steal his base and maybe go to the ground ball after that. Easy to say, hard to do at times. I mean, if it's a fastball right down the middle, then you take your whacks at it. Kepi's such a good hitter. I just think with 2 strikes, he's fine too.
Hunter Pence on deck. Walker takes care of out number 2, born to third base.
Michael's going to go back to the dugout and say, hey, what's going on, man? I'm trying to steal first and we're bunting. I'm trying to steal third, or trying to steal second rather, and we're bunting. Trying to steal third and we're swinging.
It'll all be okay if Hunter Pence drives him in, and he has 60 runs batted in. Tied for 6th in the National League and runs batted in. He's tied for 3rd in batting average at .323, and he has 11 homers. The Astros are one of 4 major league teams not to have anybody with as many as 12 home runs.
How many teams are there?
4.
I'm going to guess Seattle would be one of them.
Yeah, probably.
And the Pirates one?
Let's see, they have McCutchen with 14.
Oh, is that 14?
Mm-hmm.
Padres, maybe?
I don't know if I could name them.
Well, by golly.
I would think the Padres would be one, yeah.
Giants.
JD moves straight to his
Giants
computer to find this out.
Giants would be a good guess also.
Must be answered.
This fly ball on the infield brings the 3rd sacker in.
Fall down.
And Wood does not fall down. It's out number 3. Runner stranded at third base and no score after 1.
happens to you two guys? Baseball fans, Chevy, a proud sponsor of youth baseball leagues in your local community. You too. If you'd like to learn more about Chevy Youth Baseball Program, go to youthsportswired.com. Help some of those youth play some baseball.
How about that last little guy, boy? He had some attitude going. I want him on my club.
Yeah. Little spunk. Bud Norris in a scoreless game faces Lyle Overbay.
Man, right there. That little guy's ready to go.
Bet he is. Overbay to left center field. Michael Bourne on the run, calling on the track. And running it down for out number 1.
Makes it look easy, doesn't it?
He does. Brandon Wood is next with 4 homers, 16 runs batted in, and a .211 batting average. Wood takes a look at ball 1. Pedro Alvarez, who was to have been the third baseman, has been injured. But now he's been optioned to AAA.
Really?
Trying to get his stroke together, yeah.
And he was on a rehab assignment down in the minor leagues and really wasn't swinging it all that well. And the Pirates being where they are, they can't afford to bring a guy up who's scuffling. Clint Hurdle was telling me before the game, we're not big believers in that 2 or 3 game rehab. We want to see a guy get a lot of at bats under his belt and ready to go when he comes up. And he has that luxury because the kids that they've been playing have been producing. They've been winning. If you're losing, you're probably more in a hurry to get a player back.
Especially when you're talking about, Jimmy, you got young kids too.
Yeah.
I mean, you can sit there and go, no, you're not going to get to 2 or 3 games. You're going to sit there for a while. If you get a veteran guy, you send, knock on wood, Carlos Lee down there or something. He's going to be like, no, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
That's not really the favorite time of your career to be on minor league rehab.
It certainly isn't.
And that's the situation Pittsburgh has now because they have so many young players and they're having success. They can really create a culture. Clint Hurdle's got a golden opportunity to kind of set the tone for how he wants his team to play, not just this year, but going forward for as long as he's the manager.
Wood takes it, and it's ball 4.
Decent crowd here tonight.
Yes. Concert coming up after the game.
Is that what it is?
David Crowder Band, yeah. Michael McHenry came from the Red Sox organization. .236, 1 homer, 6 runs batted in.
Numbers that jump out at you on Bud Norris. The batting average against very low, .234, and the strikeouts better than a strikeout per inning pitched. One of the best rates in the games. In the game.
Zuh.
Get that straight. There's strike 1 to McHenry, who was drafted by Colorado, then traded to Boston. And the Pirates got him in a trade in June. Clint Hurdle had knowledge of his work with Colorado. He was 0 for 8 as a Rocky last year, but things have really come together with him very well for this Pirate club this year. He hit a big home run before the break to win a game. And
he's only got 1, and it was a game winner.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it count.
Yep.
Catching this pitching staff, he's done well. One of 7 different catchers the Pirates have used this year. They've used 44 players this season.
I believe it.
Normally, that kind of roster turnover does not mean success, but the Pirates have been able to weather the storm because of the good pitching.
And one thing they're talking about is maybe we should hold off on a stretch drive deal and wait until some people get healthy and see what they can do for us first, which makes sense.
The problem is the clock is ticking on them.
Yeah.
At least for, to make a deal with the waiver claim deal. You can make a deal after the deadline, but the player has to clear waivers. So it's a little riskier to get something done, a little tougher to get something done.
True. 1-2 to McHenry with Mahalam on deck.
Might try that pitch one more time.
Good slider, wasn't it?
Yeah, it sure was.
Norris beat the Pirates his last trip to the mound 8-2 in Pittsburgh on the 6th of July, going 7 innings, giving up 2 runs. That's roped into left field. Jason Michaels coming over to play it, and he throws behind the runner into second base. Wood took the turn. Michaels throwing behind him, and it's first and second, 1 out, and Mulholland batting now.
Jay might get a little frisky right there.
About that, yeah. Fielder's feeling good after the All-Star break.
I guess so.
Good view of it now. Conference at the mound. Mulholland the batter.
Looks like he threw a 2-seamer.
Yeah, that was like when Lance used to play out there and left. I always have to always be ready at first base. You never had an idea of when Lance was going to come up firing. Whether it's the second to first, who knows?
He kept everybody alert.
Unbelievable.
Mulholland has 4 sacrifice bunts. He puts this one down foul.
Right there, as the fans at home right there can see that how bad his bat dropped right there when he was trying to bunt that ball. Watch his bat head drop. See it drop right there? You can't keep the ball fair when your bat head drops like that. So my kids at home, just make sure you keep the barrel above your hands. Makes the bunt get down a lot easier. See, it starts right there, but it has to stay right there.
Bud Norris pounces. He throws to second and safe there.
What happened there?
Looked like he was going to throw to third, and then the ball went to second base, and now the bases are loaded.
That was unbelievable that he was able to make that throw to second base.
It really was, because his feet were pointing him toward third.
And that was his initial thought, and then I don't know if Q was yelling 2-2-2. I mean, ultimately, probably should have taken the out at first base. There's already an out in the inning. Boy, that was awkward, and that's where you put a lot of extra stress on your arm when you make that throw, because he's not stepping towards his target.
Wow.
Oh, well.
I'm sure Barmsey's wasn't waiting for that either.
Yeah.
He was probably surprised as anybody.
It's an error on Norris, and the bases are loaded for Presley. Fielder's choice and an error, I believe, is the ruling. Presley popped up.
Interesting that they ruled out an error, because I'm not so sure that an accurate throw would have gotten him at second base.
True.
I would have been inclined to think sacrifice Fielder's choice. I think the error was mental. The play was the first base.
It was so weird, as you said, but it almost looked like the ball slipped out of his hand at first, because we were all looking toward third and the ball went.
Yeah, it was like a trick shot, a trick play or something. You realized that Sanchez was throwing into coverage with Sanchez, so he checked off and went to Barmas.
Sure looked like a misfire. Fly ball, Michael Bourne into shallow center. Barmas is out. Over the shoulder grab. And that's out number 2. With Darno coming up. Yeah, the Astros are in that stretch. A lot of things obviously going wrong. They've lost 29 of 36. But as you watch the games unfold, when there's a play not made, you're thinking, is this going to cost him the game?
Exactly.
Darno drew a walk in the first inning. He made a really nice play last night on Matt Downs, throwing from the grass.
You know, Bud is pretty athletic out there. And sometimes athletic pitchers get themselves in trouble because they try to make plays other guys wouldn't even think about trying to make.
Yeah.
You've seen it with Jordan Lyles once or twice, where he's gotten the balls in better shape than most guys coming off that mound. Bud's got very quick feet. Mike Hampton probably made more plays than any pitcher I've ever seen.
Yes. But still had no ability to throw the ball to first base.
Yeah. That's what I mean. He'd get that ball sliding on his backside on the third baseline and come up and throw you a sinker.
No, he'd throw that one, but it's the one right back at him that he couldn't throw to me.
It was so unusual, though, because you got the pitcher putting it down. It's an easy out at first base. It's going to be second and third and 2 outs. But as you say, Bud used himself as a guy who can make that play.
That was called the ball. It looked pretty good.
It did.
It was right there.
And I think a game situation dictates your strategy on that play. Early in the game like this, you want to make sure you get it out. Because if you don't, you set up the potential big inning. Now he's got a chance to pitch out of it, so you could render it meaningless. Late in the game, tie game, down a run, up a run, something like that. That's typically when you're going to be a little bit more aggressive and take a shot at a lead runner. You're almost never going to endorse the play where you look at third and throw to second, though.
No. Don't work on that one in spring training.
It's 2-2.
For the most part, but fastball slider to right-handed hitters. Every now and then he'll throw a changeup, but I suspect bases juiced here. He's going to stay with either the heater or the slider.
I'd bet a lot on the slider right here. Fastball.
And that is out number 3. With the bases loaded, the Pirates put up a 0 in the second to end it, and it's still scoreless.
For the second, and be sure to catch the Astros here at Minute Maid when they host the Washington Nationals this Monday through Wednesday. With dynamic pricing, you can purchase select field box tickets starting at just $26. Visit astros.com/dynamic for this incredible deal. Guys, how are you tonight?
Doing well, Patty. How about you?
I'm doing great.
You're doing extra duty tonight with Astros Live.
Yes, I am. Double duty.
Are you hosting the show tomorrow as well?
No, Bart will be hosting tomorrow. I will be back in my reporter duties tomorrow.
Very good.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Patty. What's happening?
Just glad to be here with you.
Just living the dream.
Living the dream.
Carlos Lee at .269 with 7 homers, has 48 runs batted in. Michaels and Barmas to follow him in the second inning against Paul Maholm. And there's strike one from Maholm. White Sox shut out the Tigers 5-0 today. Edwin Jackson going to 6-7, beating Max Scherzer. He's 10-5. Carlos Quentin hit his 18th homer. Fair ball. Kicks out toward center field. El Caballo hits for second base. Now he's going to go. A little hesitation there, but he makes it easily. Double number 25.
Something the Astros have not done a lot of lately, extra base hits. Nice to get one leading off an inning.
Sometimes you find it very strange how if you see that ball go down as a left fielder, you know it's not going to get into the corner, but it has to come off that. And yet he still went over to the corner.
Yeah.
Surprising about that.
A lot of guys do that. It is surprising. Jason Michaels with 2 homers, 8 runs batted in, a .208 average, has the RBI opportunity here.
Well, and even as a shortstop, your first move has got to be a straight sprint towards that corner, because that's where that ball is going to come off in between. You're probably going to get there before your left fielder gets there.
True.
But we'll take it.
Brings up the point, though, in this ballpark, there are extra responsibilities for the shortstop, aren't there?
Oh, there sure are. Down that left field corner, even balls off the left field wall right there. If it hits just right on that wall, it will carry them way back towards the infield. Little things you got to know, little things you got to look at when you're in BP, and just kind of watching stuff.
Out to right center field. That will drop for a hit. Carlos held. Now he'll get to third base on the single in front of Jones by Michaels. First and third, nobody out.
I didn't see where McCutcheon was playing, whether he was really deep or just got a bad break, but he was never even in the picture on that ball. Big swing, but off the end of the bat.
And J. Mike had the right idea too. He was trying to move Carlos over on that ball. We'll take both. You know, we get a base hit and we get runs in first and third.
Now Clint Barmas with 4 homers, 15 runs batted in, and a .247 average. Clint was 0 for 3 last night, but he's been on a pretty good roll for the last few weeks now.
And he wears this guy out.
Now McHenry can't hold it. Carlos Lee coming home, and he'll score. It's 1-0 Houston as Michaels also advances to second.
That was funky. I'm not sure what McCutcheon was trying to do there. Or Mahalam, rather. But anyway, McHenry should have handled that ball.
Yeah.
It's a speed run for Carlos. A dash around the bases. The leadoff double, advancing to third on the pop-up.
It's his new haircut. Look at that haircut right there.
It's a step faster.
Threw the pass ball from McHenry. And now Barmas pops it up. Shortstop Darno goes out and calls 1 out.
To get back to that conversation we had earlier about the corners and the angles, a lot of times when especially with young players or a team coming to town for the first time, a coach will go out with a fungo and hit balls into the corner or down the line, and just so the players can see how the ball kicks off and how to react. And I'm sure that was a conversation with Darno, the shortstop, and Presley, he too a youngster. Let's get out here early, take some fly balls, watch the ball off the bat in BP, and if need be, hit some fungos into the corner and see how the ball reacts.
Humberto Quintero. And strike 1. 231 for Q. He's driven in 9. And getting back-to-back starts for the first time since he returned from the disabled list. He's hit well against Mahalam, 5 for 15 with an RBI. That one goes to right. Jones turning around and backpedaling to the warning track. Here's the tag by J. Mike, and he'll get to third on out number 2. And Bud Norris with bat. Bud's 2 for 2 against Mahalam.
So he's 2 for 2?
Yeah.
So we got the right guy up.
Yeah, he owns him.
Bud has 3 hits this season in 31 at bats, but he's driven in 4 runs.
Got some damage. Got four rips.
Yep. 1 double. And this could be big for him here if he can come through to make it 2-0.
Promptly takes the fastball right down the middle. It's too good a pitch to hit right there. JD, you would have slapped that thing right into the Crawford boxes.
How can he throw me that pitch with a man on third base?
It takes the curve, and it's 1-1. Mets beat the Phillies today 11-2. Jonathan Neese the winner, beating Cole Hamels. Foul ball takes it to 1-2 on Norris. Hamels has not been cuffed around very much this year at all.
Sure hasn't.
They gave up 7 earned runs in 4 1/3 innings.
What's the story with Roy? Is he still on the disabled list?
Yep. And hoping to get him back in August, according to the latest thing I read.
August.
Yep.
Wow.
Two and two. He's had those discs causing problems for a while on his back.
It's interesting to watch Mahalam pitch because, you know, a lot of times a pitcher will quicken his delivery in a stolen base situation. Clearly that's not the case here, but he does it from time to time. So he uses it not only as a measure to prevent base then, but to upset the timing of the hitter as well. He'll vary his leg kick.
Strike 3. 1 run, 2 hits, a runner stranded at third for the second straight inning, but the Astros lead it 1-0.
Making cancer history. First involves the Astros. July 16th, 1987, Major League debut for Ken Caminiti. A homer, a triple, scores the game-winning run in the ninth. 2-1. Astros win over Philly. Danny Darwin goes the distance with a 4-hitter. That was quite a way to break in.
Kemi went nuts when he first came to the big leagues. He was hitting better than 400 after the first week or so. I think he had 5 2-hit games in the first 6.
Player of the month, or wasn't he? Or player of the week?
He was player of the week for that first week, yeah. And every time we'd see anybody from the Phillies for the next 10 years, they'd remind us of that week that he had against them.
Just banging balls into the alley and flopping all over the place at third base, making plays.
Yeah.
We could do that.
What a way to get started in his career. 1-0. The Astros lead it, and it's Neil Walker up first in the third inning. He extended his hitting streak to 10 games with the first inning bouncing single. Boston beat Tampa Bay today. 9-4 was the final.
60 ribbies.
Yeah, and that's more than any other second baseman right now. Robinson Cano is second with 57.
How about his dad throwing the BP to him for the home run hitting contest?
That was awesome.
Kind of fun, huh?
God, that was awesome.
We'll have a question about his dad next Tuesday night on our emails, JD, on what he did with his Astros career. 2 balls and a strike.
He was here briefly in
89.
89, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta wait till Tuesday, huh?
Well, okay. Want a little preview?
No. I don't want to mess the fans up.
He's only hurt a little bit and he got hurt.
Yeah.
Hurt his groin or something.
I was trying to remember because he was listed in the 90 media guide, but he was only in the minors that year. He never again came to the big leagues after that 89 season.
Threw some good BP. I saw that.
Yeah, he did.
That was a special moment, it really was. Got a little teary-eyed on that one.
Yeah.
Especially when he came up and said he just need one more.
Yeah. That home run derby is pretty entertaining.
It is. Just as a player, it takes forever.
It's got to wear you out, too, if you're in it all the way through to the end.
I wouldn't know that. That was out quick.
The line drive single for Walker, and he's 2 for 2.
I think the home run hitting contest is best viewed like an NBA game. Just turn it on for the last 2 minutes.
Exactly right.
Because that thing has gotten really tedious.
Yes, it has.
It's TV. I mean, that's what it is.
Right.
Yeah,
It's a TV event.
I couldn't take it.
And as a player, you're just sitting there and your back's tightening up and you're just, well, of course, I only made it to the second round once, but it just gets tiring.
Well, and you can see why guys can come out of the home run derby and be messed up for a couple weeks on their swing.
Yeah, but you know the deal on that is people say that all the time, and you think about it. The All-Star game is basically the guys that are having the best first half. So that means you're hot for the first half.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, you're not going to be hot again. You know, so there's going to be some, unless you're Tony Gwynn or one of these big high average guys, you're going to go into a little bit of slump.
And those guys typically aren't in the home run hitting contest.
Right. So I think that's what's happened generally, and there's so much being made of it. But, you know, when you're hitting 25 home runs in the first half, eventually you're going to slow down.
True.
Some guys don't. I mean, Bautista went crazy last year again, and I'm sure he'll go crazy again this time. But it generally, it's very hard to maintain a good swing for 6 months.
Mm-hmm. McCutchen swings on 2-1. Looks like kind of a tentative cut. He didn't really let the bat go.
I think he saw it, Brownie.
Okay.
I think he thought it was a fastball and it was a slider.
Okay.
And a good one, too.
Well, it can be tough with the effect right now, the sun coming in between the mound and the plate. That's right.
He twisted up, boy. He was looking for the fastball and got the slider. Then he was thinking about the slider and couldn't pull the trigger on the heater.
That's the second time Bud's done that, too, with the 2-2 fastball. Remember I said last inning, I think I said, I'm betting on slider right here, and he threw a fastball on a 2-2 pitch.
Yeah.
That's little things you got to notice when you're on the bench. Is you got to keep notice that, you know what, on the 2-2 count after a slider on 2-1, he's throwing a fastball. That's part of being a major league hitter is to recognize those situations and be ready for that kind of stuff. I'm not saying that you're going to get it, but you got to be ready.
Jones to right, and Hunter Pence in for the backhanded running catch. 2 outs.
Yeah, Hunter, read his lips here. I couldn't see that ball. He got a late break, but the ball hung up for him, and he was able to track it down.
While Overbay hit a fly ball to center in the second inning. He went for the first pitch.
Forgot my homework assignment from last inning.
Okay.
Our home run
San Diego
question. Well, no, I forgot.
Seattle?
I got to look it up.
I'll go with you on San Diego and Seattle for sure. Strike to Overbay.
Maybe Kansas City.
That could be another one.
Oh, it's major leagues. That's right. I got to do the major leagues here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This could take a while.
Okay.
I'll get back to you in the fifth.
We'll go ahead. Boston beat Tampa Bay, as we mentioned, 9-5. John Lankey won his 7th.
He's had a tough year, huh?
He really has. High ERA, 6.70 even after today. Throw was dropped by Carlos Lee, but he wouldn't have had him anyway. 1-1. Quintero does keep everybody alert. You know, just thinking about what you mentioned on Bud Norris on that fastball to McCutchen. You see the 50 pitches, 30 strikes for Bud Norris. Bud's been throwing an awful lot of sliders this year. Do you think Hugh might be trying to ease him away from so many sliders?
Well, I mean, Jimmy can speak to this more, but I would think you're probably right. You get sometimes, I mean, that's a strikeout pitch basically. I remember Greg Maddox saying, first pitch fastball for a strike is your best pitch. Location, location, location. And I don't know. Sometimes you can get into a pattern where you just always trying to throw that one pitch that you think you can get a swing and a miss. And there's nothing wrong with contact.
Yeah, well, I think, I don't think he's throwing any more sliders this year than he did last year. And the bottom line is he's pitching well, regardless of what pitch he's using, more or less. But maybe the thinking is this is his fourth time facing the Pirates, so they want to make sure they don't fall into similar patterns, don't become predictable.
Line drive to Bourne. And it still runs a hit and a man stranded at the 2.5. The Astros lead 1-0.
Chevy. Check out ChevyBaseball.com/Astros to win tickets at a trip to the 2011 MLB World Series. And by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, Jack's really big chicken sandwich combo is back for only $3.99 plus tax.
All right, Greg Lucas, it's 1-0. The Astros lead it. Carlos Lee doubled and scored on a pass ball. And now Michael Bourne leads it off. Taking strike one. He led off the Astros first with a single after working the count full. Corner infielders in on the grass as normal. That's tapped. Third baseman Wood can't get it. Barehanded. Darno can't get it. Major league leader in infield hits. Racks up another one.
And that has a real high AF annoyance factor. When you're the pitcher and you get a ball like that and it's a knock, man, does that chap you. And now you got to deal with him stealing bases on you.
True.
You're just really annoyed.
25th infield hit for Michael. Now we'll see how Sanchez plays at this time with Bourne on and nobody out. And drawing a throw.
Michael went on first pitch last time, so that's why Mahomes came over right there.
Sanchez taking a long look at Dave Clark. On Hill's 3 for 11 against Maholm. Showing bunt that time. He looks at ball one.
And then the similar mannerisms to last time, like he's thinking about bunting for a hit. The right-handed pitcher on the mound is thinking as a two-hole hitter, especially a guy like Sanchez who typically takes the pitches, is just to take a couple pitches, let Michael try to steal the base. The formula changes a little bit with a lefty on the mound who's tough to run on.
2-0. You mentioned JD Angel making his 6th start of the year at third base. It's probably going to be Chris Johnson tomorrow. He's been given a little bit of a break. Matt Downs started at third last night. And after the 4-day rest, everybody getting into the mix now instead of guys sitting out 3-4 games in a row. So that might be part of Brad Mills' thinking, but he did say last night before the game that he wanted to get Matt Downs some starts, and he got him one last night.
Yeah, I think it's fairly common for managers coming out of the All-Star break to try to give his bench guys a start, try to give everybody some at-bats in the early days.
Pick off, and the throw onto the shortstop d'Arnaud for the out on Bourne. Caught stealing 1-3-6 for out number 1.
About the only way he gets caught.
Yeah.
What, he's been thrown out once by a catcher this year?
Yes, once.
And you could see there what his thinking was. He had a very, very modest lead. And he was just going to go on first move. And he just guessed wrong.
Now it's 3-0.
So what was that number, Browning? 12 home runs or more than 12 home runs?
It was nobody has, let's see, 12 home runs on a team. There are 4 of those teams.
Oh, okay.
Astros being one, with Hunter leading with 11. 3 balls and a strike. Carlos Zambrano really caught it today. Gave up 8 earned runs and 4 2/3 for the Cubs.
Fresh off the DL.
Yeah. Sanchez draws the walk.
Of course he did after the caught stealing. Yes, this guy always reaches for whatever reason.
It is amazing.
What happened to Carlos Zambrano?
Yeah, he's had the bad back this year. Other than that, hard to say. He's had a few blow-ups. We know that.
Yeah. I mean, he's had some big big outings where he's given up 5, 6, 7, 8 runs.
He sure has.
For the guy that used to have the stuff that he had, I just don't know where the stuff went.
You're right. That's very puzzling.
Well, early last year, it was ugly. I mean, he was talking about 84, 85.
Yeah.
And then, after he had his anger issues and spent some time on the DL, and then we came back, he pitched pretty well. He pitched very well when he came back from all that.
Now Keppinger.
Well, we were talking about 97, 99 miles an hour.
Yeah,
right.
With Sink.
With Sink.
We haven't seen that in a while, have we?
No. It's actually kind of frustrating to me because I had to take the brunt of that.
Yeah.
Don't you hate it when you had to face a guy at the absolute peak of his career?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't catch him on the downside.
Smoltz, Maddox, and Glavine.
That's ripped to left field. Keppinger has hit it up into the Landers Crawford boxes. 2-run homer. Number 3 for Keppinger, and it's 3-0 Astros. It's a welcome feeling on that Houston bench. There haven't been many of those in recent days.
That is the Astros' 4th home run in the month of July.
Wow.
Three good at-bats here. Well, a lucky one for Bourne with that little ground ball base hit, but then the walk and the home run. These things the Astros don't do much of.
Hunter Pence with a liner. Presley over for that.
Maholm not getting the ground balls he typically gets. And if he doesn't find a way to get the ball down around the knees, the Astros could inflict some damage. Actually, that's Kevin Allen tracking that home run ball out there in left field.
That's right. He had a birthday last night, but he's not taking any time off. Carlos Lee doubled first time up. Strike 1.
Still as quick as ever. Well, Ryan Ludwig leads the Padres with 11 home runs, so they'd be one of those clubs.
Okay. Seattle probably is a very good guess for another one too, though. That's ripped foul.
And the Giants, I don't believe they have anybody.
Yeah.
Scrolling through here, Aubrey Huff has 9, and I believe that leads the Giants. I may be missing
Probably
somebody.
does. Can't think of anybody who would have more than that.
2 10s there. 3 10s. 4 10s.
Yeah, that's a descending.
1 and 2.
It's a good poker hand.
Keppinger now with 18 runs batted in after the 2-run shot. That's in the air and foul. Wood over. And Wood won't get it. Baggy, do you have any theories on Adam Dunn not hitting this year?
Not really. I think it's one of those years. But I mean, Adam's like a 230 hitter anyway, isn't he?
Well, your point is well taken.
240.
He draws a lot of walks. Yeah.
Strikes out a bunch.
Yeah.
Hits some homers. Just one of them years.
It is. And that's a one unassisted play, but the Astros get 2 runs on 2 hits. And their lead, thanks to Keppinger providing 2, is now 3-0. Paraphernalia right there in the same row.
It's like a history lesson.
Put these in order. Down through the years, it's 3-0 Astros. We go to the 4th inning, and Wood leads it off. Taking ball 1 upstairs. Wood drew a walk in the 2nd inning. Just looking at the Pirates' former third baseman, Aramis Ramirez, who went deep today, has good numbers. He's hit 16 homers, and he's driven in 54 runs this season. So some are speculating maybe he could be a target for the Pirates.
Yeah, the all-star team for the Cubs.
Castro, the shortstop.
Yes.
And Aramis Ramirez due to be a free agent at the end of the year. I don't know if there's an option or not on his contract.
I believe there is for a pretty steep price, about $14 million or so. Whoa, the bat takes off.
Look out, folks.
Into the seats. It's 1-2. It was, and that's strike 3. There it goes. Strikeout number 3 for Norris.
Well, it's time for the AT&T trivia question. While those people reorganize themselves, our question involves the Pirates. 8 times they've hit 3 home runs in 1 inning. One Pirate has done it 3 times. Who is that one Pirate who was part of 3 home run innings?
So Stargell, don't you?
Probably Stargell.
And that would not be right.
Wow.
Okay.
I'll give you one clue. You go back further.
Ralph Kiner.
And that would not be right. Go back a little less further.
A little less further?
Okay.
Less further, yeah, that's great grammar.
Michael McHenry with a 1-2 count. Goes for that one, and that is headed for the seats and foul ground.
Well, Frank Thomas.
Frank Thomas.
The original Frank Thomas.
I was going to say, the Big Hurt?
Not the Big Hurt.
I don't know.
The Big Donkey.
The big donkey.
Yeah, big donkey. He did it 3 times. He did it once with Jerry Lynch and Dale Long in 55, with Paul Smith and Dick Grote in 57, and Bob Skinner and Ted Kluszewski in 58. He was with several teams, including the Astros briefly.
Line drive hit to left field by McHenry on the 0-2 pitch.
McHenry. A couple of knocks tonight down at the bottom of the Pirate order.
There's the official trivia answer. Frank Thomas, the big donkey. He spent a little time with the Astros in 65, but he also was with the Pirates, Reds, Cubs, Braves, Mets, Phillies, Braves again.
Yeah, well, you know, when post-Kleiner, pre-Stargell kind of narrowed the field.
Yeah.
Not for me, Jimmy.
For you, maybe.
Yeah, and he was not born on the same day as Jeff.
No.
That's the other one.
Yeah. I got the short end of the stick on that one. He got the 6'5", 260, and I got the 5'11", 195.
Well, Holland took strike one there. He bunted in the second inning, and Norris tried to get the out at second base. Holland reached on that one. Takes a ball, and it's 1-1. Jared Weaver won his 12th today for the Angels, 4-2 over Oakland.
After exhaustive research, fellas, I think it's the Astros, the Mets, the Giants, and the Padres, the 4 teams that do not have a player with at least 12 home runs.
Forgot about the Mets.
Don't hold me to it, but I'm just scrolling through this website here.
I thought Carlos might have 12.
Yeah.
He hit his 14th, didn't he?
Okay. Rats, there goes that.
Okay.
God, I have to come in here and make sure this whole system works.
Yeah, he does have 14.
You got to fix it.
All I can come up with then is Astros, Giants, Padres. Somebody must have stepped in there and hit their 12th without us knowing it.
I think it was Josh Willingham for Oakland yesterday.
Yeah. Now we will sleep tonight.
Baggy has fixed us for another week.
Yep.
Did you ever say that to anybody last year when you were working with the hitters? I fixed you.
I did my part. Now go out there and make me look good.
Exactly right. See what happens when you listen?
2-2 the count to Mahalam. CC Sabathia won his 14th. The Yankees beat Toronto 4-1. And that's a strikeout. Number 4. It would seem the Yankees are going to make a deal for a starting pitcher. With Bartolo Colon struggling and Freddie Garcia not quite what he was earlier this year.
It's just hard to get pitching right now. Nobody
really
wants to give it up.
Yep. Presley hit 2 pop-ups to shortstop earlier in this game. There's strike one, so maybe he's thinking that Bud Norris, JD, should not be so cruel to him this time on. That's fouled away. Milwaukee and Colorado are delayed by rain.
Were you an Elvis fan, Brownie?
Yeah. Certain phases of his career I like better than others.
You didn't like Fat Elvis?
No. It was a long career, wasn't it? There were different phases you could zero in on.
Where did that come from?
He was talking about Alex Presley and Don't Be Cruel.
Yeah.
Oh,
You missed that whole thing. You're focusing on Beltran's 14th home run.
I was.
You're too young, Baggy.
No, I remember the King. I remember where I was when I found out that he died.
Oh.
I was in my driveway. Oh. Started crying and I have no idea why. I wasn't old enough to really.
Just knew something big had happened.
Knew something big had happened. That's right.
They used to do that on the mound all the time. Start crying.
Trust me, I've been in the batter's box. I've been in the batter's box a bunch of times crying.
1-2 to Presley.
Tim Timmons staring out there. Bud Norris, don't you walk off that mound on me, young man. Watch to see if we stay with this shot long enough. Timmons, you see Bud starting to walk off, and Timmons just He's fixing those eyes right on him.
Stopped him in his tracks.
No, sir. You're right back up there. You got more work to do.
Chop is short. Barmas over to Lee. And in the fourth inning, it still runs a hit and a man left. 3-0 Astros.
Pirates, and for a limited time only, the Astros are offering you the steal of the season with the 10 for 20 plan. You get outfield deck tickets to 10 pre-selected home games for only $2 a game. Tickets are only available online, so buy yours at Astros.com. Bill?
Thanks, Patty. It's 3-0. The Astros lead it as they come up here in the fourth inning. Michaels, Barmas, and Quintero against Paul Maholm, who's put together a solid run against Houston. And that's popped up. Henry over. One pitch, one out as Michaels is retired. And Maholm, with that 11-6 lifetime record against the Astros, has been even better than that lately. He's won 6 of his last 8 decisions. And 10 starts at PNC Park. He has a 1.89 ERA against them, but he's lost his last 2 at Minute Maid after winning 4 straight here. Barmas, the batter, he popped a short earlier. Nonetheless, in the top 10 in ERA in the National League right now. And there's strike one. An 11-game winner and all-star Kevin Correa pitches here tomorrow. Wandy Rodriguez for Houston tomorrow. There's a liner into left. Barmas out of the box. Presley over to field it and hold him to a single.
No surprise there. We mentioned last time Barmas was up that he's been very good against Maholm. That's a 13 out of 27, which is, doing some quick math, that's just a little under 500.
Yeah.
You are good, JD.
He's on top of it. Quintero hit a fly ball pretty deep to right in the second inning.
What do you like here, Baggy? A little run and hit? Hit and run, I mean? Stay out of the double play.
Yeah, but you're going to have the pitcher on deck, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
It's not real quick to home.
But if you hit into the double play,
he is quick to home.
Yeah.
If you hit into the double play, obviously you don't want the pitcher.
Then you got Bob leading up to the next. Just the one mitigating factor tonight is that Maholm hasn't gotten his typical share of ground balls.
Well, that was the pitch to do it on the first pitch, too. Generally, it's been a sinker away most of the time, and that's the pitch that you want to take a shot with.
You know, we talk a lot about when a team isn't pitching well and you always fall behind, it puts extra pressure on the hitters. And when the hitters aren't scoring runs, it puts pressure on the pitcher. But But in both instances, it puts pressure on the manager. It kind of puts him in a situation where he's
trying to do something.
grinding, always trying to figure out
yeah.
what can I do to give us a chance.
It does, and it's tough, and it depends on your ball club. It depends on the hitters they have up. And like we talked about in the beginning, is the guys got to play. The guys got to go out and they got to get their knocks. They got to go first to third. They got to do all kinds of stuff. You can try and do certain things here and there, but you have to have the right guy up in the right situation to put a hit and run on. The steal, we talked about earlier when Sanchi bunted. I mean, with Michael, that's tough. You're almost giving up an out right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he can steal that base on his own.
And he got caught the second time, but pretty much with a guy that's leading the league in stolen bases, and a guy like Michael, you pretty much don't bunt with him unless you're in the 8th or 9th inning. You just got to let him steal the base or whatever. And I doubt Millsy had something on there. I think
that's it, probably on his own.
Yeah, right. And I think that's what happens too, is when you struggle to score runs, you try and do a little bit too much.
Very good point. You feel like you need to manufacture sometimes.
Maybe sometimes you do, but I don't think you need to do it in the first or second inning for sure.
Right.
Well, that was an issue when Jimmy Williams was here. Jimmy liked to bunt in the first inning. He was a big believer all the time, and he was a big believer in that score first, and because we had such a good pitching staff. But that pitching staff does a lot better with the 3-run lead than they do with a 1-run lead.
Sure. Every time Bish got on, Adam had to bunt him over. I understand the thinking. To get that first run on the board obviously takes the pressure off, but the problem with that sometimes is you bunt him over, you got 1 out with a man on second, you're going to need a base hit at some point.
Yeah, and when you just look at the statistics, you look at the numbers, and it's a numbers-driven game. The average runs in a man on first, nobody out situation is still better than a man on second, 1 out.
That's a hit through the left side.
Sure.
First and second now, 1 out for Bud Norris.
Well, this is kind of an example of what I was talking about, where Brad Mills finally has a little bit of a cushion. He's got a 3-run lead here, where he can kind of
do some stuff right here.
Yeah, he can decide to let Bud swing the bat if he wants. Yeah, I mean, there's no wrong play here. There's nothing wrong with a sacrifice bunt, but if he wants to give him a chance to swing a bat, you can understand why, especially with the left-handed hitter coming up next against a lefty on the mound.
This is a situation too. You could almost do the hit and run here. I know it sounds kind of crazy, but Bud handles the bat pretty well. He's not real quick to home when he's man on second base. Barmsley runs pretty well. I don't know. Just get kind of guys moving, see what happens.
Now you got the infielders pinching. You get middle infielders on the move. He just hits a little chopper somewhere.
Yeah.
Something good could happen.
Yeah, if he can hit down on it, that could be a key.
Probably going to get some sort of sinker away, I would imagine.
Puts the bunt down, and it goes to Wood. Wood throws to Walker, and it's a sacrifice, getting Barmes to third, Quintero to second, 2 outs.
So again, there's nothing wrong with that. That's the book play.
Sure.
Most managers in that situation, that's what they're going to do. But now that puts the burden on Michael with 2 outs from the left side against Mahalam.
Warren's hitting .329 with men in scoring position. Norris has moved those 2 runners along, giving him 2 shots here. Michael's 2 for 2. And looks at strike 1. He struggled earlier this season against lefties, but in the last 2 months he's been much better.
Yeah, I really, Brownie, I've been watching him a ton. I think he does real well against lefties. He stays in there real well. I'm not saying he gets a hit every time, but I really think he has good at bats and stays in there. And a lot of lefties do that. They'll stay in there a little bit more because they know that they're not used to seeing lefties that often, that they have to stay in, keep their front shoulder in there. And I generally think he gives a pretty good at bat.
Last year, Michael hit .265. Right now, he's at .291.
See that front hip? Sometimes it gets going a little bit. That's that lefty slider. It kind of gets you going in the other direction. Of course, I don't feel any remorse for lefties at all because they get to hit left-handed and they get their first baseman holding the guy on. And I can roll some balls over to third. It would be knocks if they were holding guys on. Just as I said that, he strikes out.
Oh, boy. In the fourth inning, no runs, 2 hits, 2 men left, but the Astros do have 7 hits through 4, and they lead at 3-0.
The Pirates, and it's that time of year again, time for the Houston Astro wives, black ties, and baseball caps. And I've got 3 of the lovely wives right here, Mary Catherine Melanson, I've got Summer Barmas, and Michelle Quintero. You guys do a great job on this. Tell us a little bit about the event. When is it? What can we expect?
Well, the event's August 18th. It's a Thursday night. It's an off day for our guys, and it's at 6 p.m. It's here on the field at Minute Maid Park.
And who's going to, I know you've got some great honorary chair people. You've got a great MC. Milo's going to be emceeing.
Absolutely. Our honorary chair people are George and Barbara Bush. And we're excited. This is going to be a great gala. We have Rich Little performing for us this year. He's going to do a stand-up comedy act. It's going to be a great evening.
Michelle, you are in charge of the auction items, and this is typically something that there's some great things each and every year. What do you have that we can look forward to this year?
Well, we have a variety of things this year. I've never seen this, but we have flying lessons available. We have a couple of really good trips. One of them's to LA. We have an opportunity to see like American Idol, X Factor, something like that. We have a trip to Aspen. Lewis Jewelers, they will have a jewelry bar, so people will get to go by and see their jewelry. People will get a chance to try on the jewelry. We're going to have a lot of really great things this year. Also, a poker tournament with the guys.
There you go.
That's one of the things that I know a lot of the guys like to do, so that we'll see how that turns out.
All right, and Summer, I know people who are watching, a lot of times they hear about this but don't know how they can get involved. Where can fans go and to find out more information about it and get some tickets?
Go to astros.com and also contact Judy Nichols. The astros.com, it should be actually up on the website sometime within this week. If you need to contact Judy Nichols, her phone number is 713-781-0053. And again, it's going to be a great event, and we are really looking forward to it.
And I'm just impressed you were able to give all that information while the wave was going by. But real quick before I let you go, this is for the women's shelter, and I know this is something that's very important to you guys.
It is. This is our 22nd year. We've raised over $4 million for the shelter over the past 21 years, and we're looking to have our best year ever. So, Houston Area Women's Center is a very, very worthwhile charity. So come out, support us. We'll be excited to see you.
All right, you guys always do a great job. Again, go to astros.com, check it all out. There's more information online. You can get tickets, and it's just a great way to come on out and mingle with the players and just really have a great time, guys.
Thanks, Patty. Here's Neil Walker. He's 2 for 2. But what a nice play on d'Arnaud by Sanchez at third base. Ball was hit sharply, and he moved to his left. That's out number 1 for Bud Norris, who leads it 3-0.
I talked earlier about the annoyance factor when you give up a weak little ground ball turns into a hit, and just the opposite. Give up a sharply hit ball like that, and you get a quick out of it. Kind of lifts you up when you're out there on the mound.
Ooh, Bud taking a shot inside, just missing. It's 2-1.
He needs some of those outs too, JD. You know, I mean, he's got 76 pitches through 4 1/3. You need to get some quick outs here.
Pirates are 8-2 against the Astros this year. That bouncer goes foul. It was Norris who won the only game the Astros won in Pittsburgh back on the 6th of July. The Pirates had won 7 straight after Wandy Rodriguez beat them on May 6th in Pittsburgh for the first meeting of the season between these two. Keeps the count at 2-2 to Neil Walker. St. Louis just got 3 in the 5th to lead Cincinnati 3-1. Bronson Arroyo gave it up. Albert Pujols hit his 20th.
Here he comes.
Yeah. Well, he's been an absolutely amazing machine down through the years.
Commercial about that?
Yeah, he did. Sanchez over, and it's out of play for him. Chris Carpenter's pitching tonight for the Redbirds, and they had victory almost within their grasp last night, but then the walk-off homer came along. Brandon Phillips in the bottom of the 9th. Tony La Russa used 8 pitchers in that game.
Probably used 7 of them in 2/3 of an inning.
I was watching that game in Florida on TV. McKeon had 4 in 1 inning.
Yes, he did. And that is a home run. 3-1 ball game. Walker hits number 9, giving him 61 runs batted in. Turned on that one.
Walker's having a heck of a night. That's his 3rd hit, 2 singles, and now this long home run. He sure did. Got the hands pulled in, got the barrel out in front.
That's exactly right, Jimmy.
So going back to the conversation we had earlier when you were talking about looking one side of the plate or another, if you're looking away, awfully tough, I would think, to get to that ball.
Yeah. It's got to be just a straight reaction, and generally it's very, very difficult to do that.
3-1 with a long ball. That's the 60th of the year for the Pirates. The Astros have hit 51. They both ranked pretty far down the National League totem pole in long balls. 0-2 to McCutchen.
McCutchen has not had good swings at Norris here tonight.
Not real comfortable against right-handers. I mean, that's why he has a strikeout per inning pretty much. Very, very hard slider. Good fastball.
172 batting average. JD pointed out right-handers have against Bud. Speaks to what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, if he wins tonight, he's 6-6 for the season. If the Astros win this game, they would be 31-63, so that speaks pretty well for number 20.
He's got the most wins in the club, Ronnie.
Let's see, if he gets number 6 tonight, that would
be it,
tie him.
Yeah.
That would be it. You know, tie him and Wandy. Fly ball to left. And Michaels puts it away, 2 outs. Wandy goes to number 7 tomorrow afternoon, and then the Washington Nationals come in starting Monday night.
I think Strasburg is going to come back this year. Is that what they're talking?
Like yeah, he was throwing pain-free. Pain-free, they said in batting practice yesterday. So hopeful that maybe September he can be pitching in a game. It'd be pretty quick, wouldn't it?
Almost better to shut him down, I would think.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot to be gained. Garrett Jones with strike one. What do you think about?
Sell some tickets.
Yeah, that's
For
true.
sure.
In the case of a Jason Castro, how much is there to be gained if he plays in September?
Well, I think there's a little bit to be gained. A little bit different with a position player than a pitcher. We're talking about that kind of arm. We'll talk about this next inning.
Okay. The Walker home run makes it a 3-1 ball game. The Astros lead it in the middle of the fifth. This game is brought to you by the Miller High Life. This summer, find out how giving back bottle caps can give returning vets a piece of the high life. Go to MillerHighLife.com for details. Vets are out tonight watching a 3-1 ball game. The Astros leading. Angel Sanchez with a fly ball to center. One pitch, one out here in the fifth for Paul Maholm. And with Jeff Keppinger coming up, here's the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. He showed us how to do it in the third inning.
Two-run shot, providing a little breathing room.
Kepi acted like he hit it off the train track the way it ran. He knew that one was gone. 4 rows deep into the Crawford boxes. Jimmy, what were you looking up Ed Summers for?
Ed Summers. Because
this is what we do up here.
Yeah,
I
was checking out the baseball almanac, this date in baseball history, and I found that in 1909, Ed Summers pitched 18 innings of a 0-0 tie for Detroit against the Washington Senators.
Another line drive to left field. Not quite enough left. This one stays in play off the wall. Keppinger has to settle for a double this time. His 8th of the year.
He hit that one a little bit harder than the home run.
Yeah.
He was running a little bit harder out of the box, so he knew that one wasn't going.
Quite out of the air under it. That's to settle for a double. No surprise to see Keppinger wearing out a left-handed pitcher. Ooh, somebody just lost 4 runs.
Yeah.
That's going to hurt. Just like that, Oakland won that game.
Oh, boy. Ed Keppinger can really turn around a ball game that's final on the scoreboard. Hunter Pence is 0 for 2. 18 innings this guy pitched?
18 innings, nothing game. The longest scoreless game in American League history. It's when men were men.
Yes.
And women were men. One ball,
here
no
we go
strikes.
again. It always starts at some point up here in the booth. We start changing and go totally off the wall.
It's 2-0.
You haven't even taken a shot at Biz yet.
I know. I haven't got anything
Opportunity
yet.
hasn't presented
No,
itself.
it hasn't. I'll need a layup somewhere.
Carlos Lee on deck. 8 hits for the Astros. Hunter's hit by that one.
They're coming off the knot.
Sure are.
He's got so much room between his hands and the end of the bat. I don't know about that. Let me see that one again.
He made no attempt ahead for first.
No, got the knot.
Yep. Right on it. He wants to hit anyway.
If he was hitting 240, he'd be running down the first base.
Shaking that right hand.
Yeah. Well, when you're hitting 321, I want to hit. Bish would have taken that right off his pad.
There you go.
And he'd have been down to first base in no time. Salvage is 1 for 4 to his 1 for 3. His face?
Yeah, that came up. Looked like it got him in the face.
Tough at bat for Hunter already.
One of the better changeups Mahalen's thrown tonight.
Just think, though, a pitch had not been hit those 280 some odd times. How many more hits he could have had?
Yeah, but he also would hit 240 for his career.
Sounded like a 3-10 split. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
June 28, 2007. Last guy to get 5 hits in a game before Jeter.
Boy, Jeter put on a show, didn't he?
Yep.
How about Hunter in the All-Star game? Did you watch that, Baggy?
I watched a little bit of it, yeah.
Nice showcase game for him.
It sure was. He deserved it. He had a great first half. He really has.
But more and more players are saying they don't like the idea of home field advantage in the series being determined by who wins.
I've never liked that. I don't think it's fair. You want to give it to the team that has the most wins. I get it. I don't understand that. You know, when you're just doing the showcase and it's just one player, and then you have to take somebody from every team. And what happens in a big situation? You know, no offense, you get some guy up there that probably doesn't deserve to be there, and he has the saying factor in whether or not you're going to go to to home field advantage or not. I just don't think that's fair. Never have. Of course, I got yelled at for that.
Well, the thing is, prior to that, it just rotated every year, so there was no merit in it to begin with. So you kind of understand what the commissioner was thinking. And All-Star games in all the major sports they're losing relevance. The All-Star game used to be a much bigger deal than it is now, I think, to the broader population. Now with interleague play, the leagues see, it used to be a way to showcase the stars. You see the stars now. There's so much baseball on TV. So I kind of get the idea behind it, trying to add a little oomph to it. But I'm with you, though. I like the opinion of it being a reward for the team with the best overall record in baseball, or and I'm sure you could poke holes in that too, based on strength of schedule and things of that nature. But to me, that would be a little bit more equitable than whoever wins the All-Star game.
Yeah, and I think baseball, more than any other sport, it's hard to kind of dog it. It's not like hockey where you're not checking anybody. It's not like basketball where there's no defense. You're still going to go out there and play. Pitchers aren't going to just start lobbing the ball over the plate. Matter of fact, most starting pitchers throw harder in the All-Star game than they do normally.
Adrenaline,
I don't know. I thought I had a lot of validity beforehand, but my thinking is I would rather have the team with the best record. I mean, say it's the Yankees or the Red Sox, well, you know what? They have a stronger schedule anyway. Maybe a better team because of their payroll and stuff, but I just think that'd be a little bit better.
A little conference here before the 10th pitch is thrown to Hunter Pence in this at bat. There's been a lot of talk too about realignment for the Astros. Where do you stand on that one, Jeff?
We're in big trouble if we get moved to the American League. Right now we are. I don't know. I get it. We have 6 teams in our division. They have 4 and all that kind of stuff. But certainly just can't imagine the Astros being an American League ball club.
Strike 3. Third strikeout for Mahalam.
Boy, did he make a pitch. I don't know if that's where he intended to go with that fastball. That could have gone either way, but we showed you the Fox tracks there, the pitching pattern. Very hard to pin down what he was trying to do with Hunter. He was all over the place and then just paints this, looked to be like a little cutter on the inside corner, maybe just off of it. And it's kind of ironic because Hunter typically is up there hacking, especially in a long at bat like that. He may have been ball 4.
Fox tracked it was.
Yeah.
I'm sure he wasn't looking for something in right there. I think he was looking maybe something out over the plate.
0-1 to Carlos Lee, who doubled and scored in the second, and he grounded out in the third.
Mahalam working here in the 5th inning has just about matched the total pitches made by Jeff Karstens in his complete game last night. Karstens got 27 outs with 83 pitches.
83, yep. Wow. That was the fewest thrown in a 9-inning game in the majors this season. Rolled up the middle, and will he get through it? Wow. There's a throw to first. He beat it out for an infield hit. Carlos 2 for 3. Cappinger to third on the single up the middle. Darno did his best to get him out.
Job 1 was to make sure you knock it down to save the run. But then he was able to get off a throw and hit it closer than I thought it was going to be.
Yes, it was close.
That was a nice job by him too, because so many times you see middle infielders not dive for balls when guys are on second base and ball rolls in. I mean, I'm not saying you're going to make every play, but you got to do everything you can to try and keep that ball in the infield. He did a great job, and if you saw on the play, the second baseman was diving in the background also. So, they knew what they were doing on that to try and keep the ball in the infield, but not allow Kep to score.
Jason Michaels is 1 for 2. 9 hits now for the Astros. Fouls for strike 1. Yeah, a 3-1 ball game. Infielders laying out for it. That makes all the sense in the world. They do that. It's pretty aggravating when they don't do it at the major league level. You're right.
Sometimes a guy will keep his feet in hopes that he can reach the ball and still be in a good position to make the throw. But I guess that's where that whole baseball instincts kick in. Because priority 1 there is to make sure the ball doesn't get through to the outfield.
An out is a bonus.
Yeah, sometimes guys get a little greedy, thinking they can stay up, get to the ball, still make a play, and then they're not able to flag it down.
9 hits allowed by Mahalam to the Astros, the most he's given up to Houston since '07. Looping liner, Walker puts up a 0 for the Astros in the 5th with that leaping catch, and the play by Darno was very important. It's no runs, it's 2 hits, and a couple of men left on base. It's still 3-1 Houston.
lesson is brought to you by Whataburger, just like you like it. By AT&T, rethink possible. And by Gullo Automotive, treating you like family. The Astros leading 3-1. We go back upstairs to the booth. Bill Brown, Jim DeShays, and that man, Jeff Bagwell.
449 right out there in Home Run Alley. The fans enjoy seeing those displays when they come to Minute Maid Park. And they would certainly enjoy seeing a win tonight as well. The Astros 14-34 at home. Had a good crowd behind them tonight. Here's Overbay leading it off in the 6th inning. Strike one to him at 84 from Bud Norris. Working in the changeup a little bit more now, the 3rd time through. One and one. Jason Bourgeois is on an injury rehab assignment right now at Double-A. Corpus Christi playing at Frisco this weekend. He'll move up to Triple-A in another few days.
Get called up to Triple-A?
Yeah, get called up. You know, you were talking about that earlier. JD, I think, was mentioning that Clint Hurdle wants to make sure his guys are really at game speed on their minor league injury rehab assignments. And Astros trying to get more and more to a concept like the one the Yankees have had of sending guys to Florida. Jason Castro is going to be going to Florida.
A lot of that too, Brownie, is roster spots.
Yeah.
You know, keeping guys up for a certain amount of time, guys that have options left and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes the organization kind of gets stuck and handcuffed and not sure exactly what to do. So that's part of the thing too, is to send guys down a little bit longer, even though they might not need it, just to try and figure out what they're going to do. Probably more with pitchers than players. But
Full count now to Overbay. That play by Walker could loom large in this one on Michaels with a couple of men on base to end the 5th inning. Bounce foul to Carlos. Washington leads 3-2 at Atlanta. They've played 5.
See that very often right there. They didn't check the ball, didn't throw it away.
Yeah.
Now they are.
There it is.
Okay, there.
First base umpire was motioning, so let's get a new ball.
I remember we were in San Francisco once, and Darryl Kyle threw the ball over to me, and it had a cut in it the size of. It was unbelievable how big the cut in the ball was. And I looked at him, and he looked at me and gave me this wry smile, and I'm like. Of course, he threw the next pitch right to the backstop, so that was it for that ball.
Yeah, you got to know what to do with it.
Ripped on a line for the right field wall. That is a line drive homer. Overbay hits number 7, and it's 3-2. Walker's bolt last inning. They've hit a couple now.
Yeah, and it looked a similar pitch, fastball in a little bit. And Overbay with his 7th home run.
35 runs batted in for the Pirates' first baseman.
Maybe not in enough.
That right field can get real short real quick.
Brandon Wood looks at strike one. He is 0 for 1 with a walk. A couple of solo homers have brought the Pirates back. They trailed 3-0.
Yeah, that's one of the things about this ballpark. There's so much of the focus on the Crawford boxes and the cheap home runs there. But if you pull the ball to right field, it doesn't take much of that way either. Now it gets big once you get towards the Astros bullpen on the power alley. That's where the pitchers catch a break.
It gets real short to right, and the wall's short also. So ball like that gets out real quick.
It's 2-2. How much difference did you feel there was, Jeff, with the roof open if there was a decent breeze blowing out to left center field compared to tonight's type of conditions?
Well, Wow.
That's going to tie it. It's 3-3. No win needed on that one by Wood. Number 5 for him, and it's a 3-3 game.
Now this is really incredible because the Pirates, like the Astros, don't hit a lot of home runs, so you feel comfortable. Never all that comfortable when you're having the year the Astros are having, but with a 3-0 lead, and Norris pitching well, you felt like you're in pretty good shape because the Pirates don't hit a lot of home runs, so you figure they're going to have to bunch some hits together to get back into it. But instead, 3 solo home runs. Walker, Overbay, and now Wood. And this is no surprise. Brandon Wood has tremendous power. He's very strong. Hasn't established himself at the big league level yet. But had a couple of monster home run seasons in the minor leagues.
Where'd that ball hit off of right there? Hit off 98 or hit off the Sitco side?
I thought the facade near the 98. Yeah.
It sounded like I heard something.
That was the 100th pitch on the home run by Wood, thrown by Norris. Now a liner for the right field corner. Hunter Pence hustling over that ball, bouncing and going deep into the corner. And here's McHenry into second base with a double. He's 3 for 3 tonight. It's his 4th double of the year.
I would imagine Mr. Brocail is going to come out of the dugout right here.
For no other reason than to buy some time for the relievers. This kind of ambush just kind of jumped up quickly on the Astros. There's action in the pen, lefty and righty up, so that's Galona and maybe Wilton Lopez.
It is Lopez and Escalona, and now Brocail talks it over. After the back-to-back homers and a double, now Mahalam will be the batter. And what a change.
Here we go again. Now we're in this bunt situation, and earlier we had the play where Bud made that throw to second base in the second inning. Situation here calls for a little bit more aggressive approach. If you think you can get McHenry at third base on a bunt, this is go time.
Well, this is where Carlos right now has to get right in Mahomes' dish right here. You know he's going to bunt.
And Q's just hoping that he gets him to bunt through one so he can take a shot at McHenry, because McHenry's not a speedy guy. So his job is to get a good secondary lead and give himself a chance to beat a tag play at third. So he's got to wander off a little bit into the danger zone. So Q's like that crocodile waiting for the wildebeest.
Bunted in the air, and Q will make the running catch. Jump over his teammate Sanchez. 1 out.
Well, didn't get a chance to make the play with his arm, but he was able to track down this pop-up again. The bad attempt by Mahalam.
Yeah, with that bad head dropping again. That's
jab.
what happens. Yeah.
Set the angle, hold the angle, but he doesn't.
Presley comes up. He's 0 for 3. 2 pop-ups to shortstop and a grounder to short.
Oh, big out for Norris. Keep that man off of third base.
.104 pitches for Bud.
Baseball players tend to lie a lot. Pitchers will tell you after the game, I don't care if I got the win or not, as long as the team won. But when you're a starting pitcher, you know right in the front of his mind right now, I got to get out of this inning, still be in a position to win if we can score.
Well, I was laughing a couple of weeks ago when Josh Beckett came out of the game, hyperextended his knee. Just so happens he finished that 5th inning.
The good thing for the team, usually selfish intentions pay off for the team too.
And that's one thing in baseball you can do.
Yeah. 1-1. Norris is due up third in the bottom half.
They used to say that about Pete Rose and Tony Gwynn. They're selfish. They just care about their hits. Well, if they get 3 a night, they're probably helping you win.
Yep.
Daniel McCutcheon's warming up for Pittsburgh. It's 2-1. It was 3-0 Houston after the 3rd inning. Pirates got a homer in the 5th from Walker. Back-to-back shots here in the 6th from Overbay and Wood. 2-2 now. Angels lead Oakland in game 2, 2-0. Bottom of the 4th inning in Oakland. Trumbo hit his 18th for the Angels. Chop foul, first base side.
Hey, there's our little guy.
The pipe showing.
Yeah. The shiny new leather. Now he's got a ball to go with it. He is ready to rock and roll, man.
Strike 3 call. Wesley's caught looking, 2 outs. Let's go to Patty Smith.
All right, well, I do want to introduce you to our progressive fan of the game. This is Terry, and Terry tweeted me. She's jet-lagged from Scotland, but that did not stop you because you are a true Astros fan.
I am. I've been a season ticket holder for probably the last 6 years and never want to miss a game that I have seats for, so I hit a 5-hour energy shot, grabbed my ticket, and came to the ballpark.
And, of course, I discovered a lot more once I got out here. Not only did she fly all the way in from Scotland, but she's out here. She's got her iPad. She's blogging. Tell us a little bit more about what you do with the Astros.
Well, I am the Astros blogger for Eris Sports, which is a sports network where all of the sites are written predominantly by women. The Astros site is talesfromthejuicebox.com. So when I'm out here, I try to let people know what's going on in the ballpark, not just what's going on with the team and whether they're winning or losing. We try to have a little fun with it.
And you were telling me you watched all those games over there in Scotland on MLB.TV, and you have a new appreciation for...
I have a great appreciation for JD and Brownie, and what a great job these guys do in the booth. Because after watching some games announced by some other announcers around the league, I'm convinced that we have the best announcers on Fox Sports.
Absolutely, and I have to give a shout out to her daughter Sabrina. She's 9 years old. She's usually here each and every game as well, keeping score. So she is also going to take part in our Progressive Fan of the Game honors. You go ahead and bring that to Sabrina, and thank you for all of this.
Thank you, Patty. Hi, Bags. Hi, JD. Hi, Brownie.
Hey, thanks for the kind words.
Nice. Yeah, I agree with you. They are the best in the business.
Thank you, Baggy.
And sorry you didn't make the cut over at the British Open.
We were
Otherwise,
for
she'd be playing this weekend. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now we have Matt Downs coming off the bench and a double switch for Brad Mills.
Of course, that was in England.
Yeah, they're neighbors. Yeah.
British Isles. Wilton Lopez coming in. Jason Michaels coming out of the game. And we'll get Downs situated and be right back as Bud Norris leaves with the score 3-3. Pirates are batting in the 6th inning. Keppinger 2 for 3 with a 2-run homer. That made it 3-0. Walker, though, has fueled the Pirate comeback. He's 3 for 3, hit a solo homer, and then Overbay and Wood went back to back earlier in this 6th inning. Now we have changes with Matt Downs at first base, and in left field, Carlos Lee, who was at first base. Jason Michaels came out of the game. There's Downs at first, and the new pitcher Wilton Lopez bats in Michaels' number 6 spot in the order.
Tough break for Norris. Got that ground ball, but not able to get an out with it, and there's no way Brad Mills is going to let Walker get another look at Bud.
Walker's 3 for 3 with a homer. He looks at ball 1. Runners at first and third, and 2 outs in the inning. Each club has 9 hits. The Pirates have 4 here in this 6th inning. Lopez gets a strike call, and it's 1-1. Last time he pitched was Sunday at Florida. He went 1 scoreless inning. He's pitched scoreless baseball in 14 of his last 17. Big situation right here. First and third, 2 outs in a tie game. Line into center field. The Pirates lead at 4-3. RBI single for Walker. And 62 runs batted in for the major league leader among second basemen. Bud Norris now could be a losing pitcher as the go-ahead run has scored and is charged to him.
Yeah, his fortune's really turned in a hurry.
How are you feeling right now on the bench, Jay?
Yeah, you're just. These are the ones that you lose sleep over at night, because when you take a lead into the middle innings, that's a game you feel like you should win.
And now it's Andrew McCutchen. Runners at first and second. He's 0 for 3. That one foul. There's strike 1. He's the 8th Pirate to bat here in the 6th inning.
The other flip side of this is McCutchen. I know Lope's tough to hit, but he's probably happy Bud's out of the game.
Don't see the ball well off Bud at all. You know, people will wonder, well, why didn't he bring Escalona in, turn Walker around, who's having such a good night from the left side, and his numbers are a lot better from that side. But Escalona, he's been kind of wobbly lately, and so there again, that's the predicament that Brad Mills has right now with that bullpen. Just never know where to go.
No.
It's been so unpredictable and unreliable.
4.60 bullpen ERA, the highest in the National League. It's not only the ERA, but inherited runners who belong to the starting pitchers. Two balls and a strike.
And if Escalona comes in and doesn't get Walker, then you're going to bring Lopez in to face McCutchen anyway, and you're starting to whittle away at your bullpen. We're only in the 6th inning.
Is that all we're in?
Yeah,
that's it.
Saturday night, Baggy.
That's all we have for you. You should have been here on Friday night, Baggy. 2 hours and 20 minutes.
We only get you so often. We're going to make you earn it.
Hunter Pence over into right center for a stretching catch. And the Pirates put together a big 3-run 6th inning on 5 hits. They leave 2. They're up 4-3. Man, this game has really erupted into a battle of home runs lately, but this is not the Keppinger home run. This is a catch attempt by a fan, and maybe try to backhand it.
Yeah, didn't he? He just tried to trap it.
Yeah, he tried to trap it.
Well, he was smart. He brought his glove to the ballpark. He was well positioned. He just couldn't make the play.
Okay. It happens.
You see, he got the glove turned the right way.
It's like no big deal.
Yeah. He didn't even want to accept that high five.
It's like what? What?
You expect me to miss it? That's what I do.
Daniel McCutcheon's 3-1. His ERA is 2.31. He takes over after Paul Maholm went 5, allowing 9 hits, 3 runs, walking 1, fanning 3.
Maholm really labored tonight. Did not have a single 1-2-3 inning. But he's in position, if the Pirates bullpen can hold this lead, to pick up his 12th career win against the Astros. McCutcheon, as you check out his numbers, first man out of the pen, doing a nice job for Clint Hurdle. Fastball slider primarily.
First pitch to Clint Barmas is ball 1. Clint singled in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 2.
Has this guy ever not pitched in a game except for last night?
That's amazing.
That we have
seen a lot of him, but he's kind of the go-to guy before they get to the closer. 2 balls, no strikes. Hutchins pitched several times against the Astros, as you mentioned, this year.
Just like 3 or 4 innings.
He's pitched, let's see, total of 6 1/3 innings in
against us?
4 games.
Yeah.
2 balls and a strike. Pitched 3 scoreless in a game here. That's when you think
what I'm talking about.
Line shot, and the shortstop gets back for the catch. Darno.
Pirates have successfully flipped this game with these runs they've scored recently. So the Astros, their mission now is kind of get that momentum turned back a little the other way. Just try to scratch out a run, tie this thing up. May influence how Clint Hurdle uses his bullpen, which has been very good. The pen for the Pirates has a 3.16 ERA. That's 4th best in the league.
Matt Downs on deck.
Who's got the best bullpen in the league?
We're going to check on that. Strike 1. That's a good question.
That's a pretty good number right there.
3.16 really is.
Probably San Diego, maybe.
Think so.
Last year that was certainly true. We're going to look it up. Bunted in the air, and this is back out of the range of McHenry.
Yeah, Padres relief ERA is 2.86.
Wow.
Atlanta 2.88. San Francisco 3.10. Of course, these are all pitchers' parks,
right.
So everything being relative.
Well, those 2 at the end of the bullpen in Atlanta are amazing.
They really are.
Especially that Venters.
Johnny Venters.
God.
And Craig Kimbrell set a rookie record for saves by the All-Star break.
Yeah. I'll take Kimbrell over Venters if I'm hitting.
Yeah. Quintero puts it in the air. The center fielder McCutcheon's waiting. 2 outs, and it's Matt Downs who entered in the double switch, and he's batting 9th. Matt got the start last night at 3rd base, and he was 0 for 4. In the 9th inning, Darno made a very good play to get him out last night. 260 is his average. With 6 homers, he has 22 runs batted in. He's had 104 at bats with a .519 slugging percentage. Got some thump. Game Jeff talked about for McCutcheon, 3 scoreless innings here and a 7-3 Pirate win June 15th. That drive is deep into center field. McCutcheon back to the warning track, and right there at the base of the wall, it's an 8-pitch 6th inning for McCutcheon, and after 6 it's 4-3 Pittsburgh. What a Fan come out next Tuesday from 11 a.m. to noon for an autograph session with Chris Johnson and Junction Jack at the Whataburger listed right there, 4831 Wilson Road in Humble. Well, there you can enter to be the ultimate Whataburger What a Fan with a chance to win 2 sweet tickets for the Astros game on September 24th and Whataburger for a whole year. 4-3 ball game. Chris Johnson right there will be there for that appearance.
Ooh, look at that camera. That is fancy.
Garrett Jones leads it off in the Pirates' 7th inning. He's 0 for 3. What do the racing stripes do for you on the camera? The flame look.
Make you look
Yeah,
cool.
what's a fast shutter speed?
Okay. Takes you back to the old customized car era. Ball 1 from Wilton Lopez. Bud Norris in 5 2/3 innings allowed 9 hits, 4 runs, walking 2, fanning 5. He's on the hook right now for this one. 2-0. Pirate team playing with a lot of energy right now and going where they haven't been in many, many years.
Yeah, I congratulated Clint Earl. I said, hey, congratulations on all your success. And he said, hey, you don't give out trophies for the first half. Point taken.
True.
But still, it's a good story.
It really is. And in some ways you might say, well, it was a perfect situation to step into after what they did last year. But you don't figure on this much improvement in a major league team from one year to the next. Of course, it's only 91 games into the season, too.
You get that pitching that you were talking about a little bit earlier. It makes it a lot easier.
Absolutely. Chris Resop is warming up for the Buccos. It's 2-2. Now it gets interesting because the whole city is coming alive with the Pirates' success. They're right in the thick of things. What do they do from here? Do they make deals? Do they wait for injured players to come back? Lopez.
Who's their injured players?
Well,
Tabata and Alvarez would be the 2 guys that I think they could expect the biggest boost from offensively.
Right.
Ryan Dolmet.
He's another one.
Yeah. Chris Snyder, I don't think is in the mix for this year. I think he's probably out all year. And I don't know what Dolmet's status is.
Yeah, I don't either.
I don't know how hurt he is when they expect him back. He's a good offensive player.
I think he is too.
I think he's due back in the next 10 days or so. He had a sprained ankle. Overbay homered in the 6th inning. There you have the others. Cedeno, Pierce.
Evan Meek could help.
Yeah, Evan Meek helped a lot last year. He was an all-star. He's on a rehab program right now.
Aren't we all?
That's a good way to put it. 2 balls, no strikes.
Just trying to get back to what we used to be.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, I know.
Line shot into center field. Overbay's now 2 for 4 in this game.
We take solace or we take hope, find hope in guys like Tom Watson making the cut at 61.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hole in 1 for Tom.
Yeah, Lehman made the cut. Davis Love is playing well.
Tom Lehman's in it, right? He's about 2 under, isn't he?
I'm not sure where he's at.
Was
it seems like the whole field is in it. It's so tightly bunched.
Yeah.
That's going to make for a fun final day.
Yeah, well, you know, 1 bad shot in the British Open and you're easy double bogey. That wind starts blowing over there.
Wood gets underneath it. Quintero, Sanchez with the catch in fair territory. 2 outs. And McHenry will come up 3 for 3 tonight. Tomorrow's Hall of Fame induction weekend. And Pat Gillick, who once worked in the Astros front office, doing a lot of scouting, will be going in this year.
That's this weekend?
I believe so.
I haven't read anything about that.
Okay, well, here's a note. Xavier Paul's on deck to pinch hit while we're getting to it. So note for the Astros. Yes, tomorrow afternoon. It's in the Astros notes today.
Huh.
Hadn't heard anything about it either, but
I mean, I knew, it was this time of the year. And I did read something not too long ago that Robbie Alomar is going to do a bilingual acceptance speech. That'll be kind of fun.
Nice. Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of time.
He'll be up there for an hour. Bouncer to second. And Keppinger over to Downs for the third out. No runs, a hit. A man stranded, middle of the 7th inning, 4-3 Buccos.
To a new arm, Brownie will tell you about him, but I want to tell you about something special. For 6 games for the price of 5 with the Astros Summer Steel 6-game flex plan. You buy 5 games, get the 6th free. Plans are available in multiple seating sections and start at only $35. Buy yours right now at Astros.com.
Fans enjoying this 7th inning stretch. It's a 1-run ball game, and the Pirates have had a bunch of those. They're 13-10 in 1-run games. They put Xavier Paul in the game in right field. And they also bring in a new pitcher, Chris Resop. He's pitcher number 3 to work for Clint Hurdle tonight. He's 3-2. He has a 3.35 ERA.
Fastball, curveball, changeup are his pitches. He's a hard thrower. That's typically what you find coming out of most bullpens nowadays. Guys coming in to protect leads in the 7th, 8th inning. Most of them have plus arms. This guy's average fastball about 93 miles an hour. He can give you a little better than that too.
It'll be Bourne, Sanchez, and Keppinger due up in the Astros 7th inning. 35,081 to paid attendance. Good Saturday night crowd. Daniel McCutchen had a 1-2-3 6th inning with no strikeouts. Resop's 6th appearance against the Astros this year. And he misses ball 1. Michael Bourne's 2 for 3 tonight. First 2 times Resop pitched against the Astros in Pittsburgh in early May. He didn't get a man out either time.
Well, this is a huge at-bat in this game right here. Pirate bullpen has been very good this year. Coming off the break, obviously they are rested. Hanrahan, the closers, are pretty much unbeatable. So get Michael on there, get him around, and get this thing tied in the 7th would be huge.
Bourne fouls it away. It's 1-2 to Michael.
Pirate bullpen recently bolstered by the return of veteran Joe Beimel.
Just got to note the Hall of Fame induction is a week from tomorrow. So thanks to Tal Smith for that correction. There's a looping fly ball to left field.
We got to start tightening up this ship around here.
Yeah, we do.
Just giving out false information nonstop.
All kinds of false information. Well, this says tomorrow afternoon, but anyway, Pat Gillick a week from tomorrow will be among the inductees. He began his career as a baseball exec in '63 with the Colt 45's assistant farm director. Congratulations to Pat. A week from tomorrow. Sanchez is 0 for 1 with a walk and a sac bunt. Keppinger on deck. No wonder we haven't heard anything about it, JD.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of buzz. Usually there's a little buzz prior to that. And
well, we ought to make some up.
Generally what we do up here, we just make stuff up.
Yeah,
anyway.
make a lot of things up.
Throw a bunch of stuff at the wall and hope some of it sticks.
And once a month somebody comes in and cleans it off. Just missing, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Rysop got a blown save and a loss against the Astros May 6th at Pittsburgh, and then 2 days later came in with a 2-0 lead in the 7th inning and let that one get away.
Let's keep the trend going then.
Yeah. 1-2. He was with the Florida Marlins at the beginning of his career. Then he went to the Angels in Atlanta. Bounces that one. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Astros trying to stop a 5-game losing streak tonight. They are 1-10 in July.
All right, just line this fastball right back up the middle.
He goes to right field. And Paul makes the catch, 2 outs. Jeff Keppinger has a homer and a line drive double. He's 2 for 3. Keppinger in this newly configured lineup for Brad Mills, hitting 3rd. He's had a really big game tonight. Hunter Pence on deck. What Brad Mills wants to do is get more people on base for Pence and Lee as they hit 4th and 5th. Keppinger looks at ball 1. That one jams him. He pops it up. McHenry calling. It's a 1-2-3-7. So the relief corps has 6 straight outs for the Buccos tonight and a 4-3 lead after 7. With the Astros going to a left-hander. Sergio Escalona comes out of the Houston bullpen. With the Pirates up by 1, he is 1-1. His ERA is 2.76.
Well, he's got a left-handed batter in Xavier Paul leading off the inning, and then Presley, also a left-handed bat, will follow. So Brad Mills chooses this time to use his one lefty in the pen, try to negate those left-handed bats, keep the Pirates right there, and see if they can get something done in the bottom of the inning. So it's Paul, Presley, d'Arnaud to face Escalona.
Jose Veras is warming up for Pittsburgh. Last night Escalona came in and he walked the first man he faced, Garrett Jones. Then there was an error and he wound up being charged with an unearned run, facing just those 2 batters. There's Veras getting loose. Paul leads it off, lefty on lefty, and Paul has a batting average of 264 with a homer and 12 runs batted in. He's had 125 at bats. Call for bunting at it, strike 1.
That wasn't even close.
No, it was not.
Escalona will turn 27 in a couple of weeks. He's from Venezuela.
Right, and it's 0-2. David Carpenter had a birthday last night, turning 26.
How did we miss that?
26 again.
Well, we missed another one. David's warming up right now.
Good pitch.
Strike 3. Carpenter has 27 straight scoreless appearances.
I mean, this is a pitch that is neglected a lot, but you see these lefty specialists come out of the bullpen and they face left-handed hitters and they just want to throw one slider after another, that sweeping breaking ball. But I like that. Boy, if you can command that fastball to the outside corner on a left-handed hitter, that's a money pitch.
Presley's 0 for 4 tonight. Looking at strike 1.
To me, that sweeping breaking ball with so many lefties, so that kind of stays in the strike zone a little longer. I think
if you don't finish it, it certainly does. Ooh, good pitch there.
Yes, it was. 1-1. St. Louis 4, Cincinnati 1, bottom of the 8th in Cincinnati. 2 balls and a strike. If Chris Carpenter can go on a roll, that'll certainly help that St. Louis club.
And I pretty much got my money on him.
Yeah.
Tough out of the gate, but he's going to fix himself.
Giving up 1 run in 7 2/3 tonight. So this could be part of his turnaround. 2-2. Well, there was some electricity in Cincinnati last night for that Phillips walk-off. Rizzo been struggling. Hugh started to throw it around. 3-2 now. Dusty Baker started Chris Heisey instead of Drew Stubbs last night. And Heisey hit 2 home runs and robbed another home run. Bouncer up the middle, Keppinger. 2 down. With Veras getting loose, the Astros have Pence, Lee, and Michaels due up in the bottom of the 8th. Chase d'Arnaud is a walk and a single tonight.
Brewers trailing the Rockies 3-0. They've already lost 2 out there to the Rockies.
Yeah, they got shut out last night. They were in a lightning delay for a while there.
In Colorado?
Yeah.
I've seen that before.
Yes.
Ooh, good changeup. You're throwing the ball well tonight. So Chassin for Colorado tonight, but he's a good one. Kind of flies beneath the radar.
Sure does.
And Zach Greinke for the Brewers. Still hasn't really hit his stride either. He could be a real important guy in the second half.
Very much so. His ERA is over 5 right now.
He struggled this year.
No balls, 2 strikes. Certainly with that lineup. If Milwaukee gets decent pitching, which would have to be a strong factor in this division. And a strikeout. Very nicely done by Escalona in the 8th inning in 1-2-3 fashion. 4-3 Pirates. Into the bottom of the 8th inning. Our leaders of the game is brought to you by United. Proud to fly the Houston Astros. Hunter Pence has a hit in 70 games this season. That's tied for the second most in Major League Baseball. He does not have a hit in this game. He'll be leading it off. He's 0 for 3. Then Lee, then Michaels due up in the Houston 8th against the right-hander Jose Veras.
Veras has been awfully hard to hit so far this year. League bats just 182 against the right-hander. Outstanding strikeout numbers. He has walked 19 and allowed 3 home runs in his 41 1/3 innings of work. Throws hard, has a good splitter, and a good curveball.
Will be the pitcher's spot due up third instead of Michaels, as I mentioned. So Brad Mills will have a chance to pinch hit. And that could be meaningful. The Astros have not had a base runner since they left those 2 men on in the 5th inning on the play by Walker. On Michaels' looping liner up the middle, and that's looming very large in this 1-run game right now. As Hunter Pence comes up 0 for 3. San Diego's fired out in front of San Francisco 7-0 after 3 in San Diego. Wow. There's Zito giving it up tonight.
He hasn't been back long, has he?
No.
That's a lot of points to put on the board in that ballpark.
It sure is. He walked 4. Gave up 5 hits and 7 earnings. 1-1 to Hunter. Astros have seen a lot of Veras, as Jeff mentioned. They've seen a lot of most of these guys in the Pirate bullpen.
I got to see some last night, but I didn't get an opportunity to.
Yeah, these relievers have had an extended rest for the Buccos. 2 balls, no strikes. The All-Star break and then the complete game last night by Karstens. So last outing for Veras was Sunday against the Cubs. Struck out 2 of the 3 men he faced in a scoreless inning.
A little Mariano Rivera in him in his setup. That little tap he does with his back foot.
And Ariel Del Rosario's warming up for Houston. Overbay guarding the line at first.
Hunter's 1 out of 4 in his career against Veras. The one hit a home run.
His front foot.
3-1.
Been a good time to let him loose right there.
Veras has allowed just one earned run in his last 13 innings. There's a leadoff walk.
There's a start.
And Carlos Lee comes up. He's 2 for 3 tonight. Pitcher spot due up next, and we'll look for the on-deck circle to see who's going to be the pinch hitter. Red Wall. Lee doubled to left in the second inning. He got an infield hit in the 5th. Veras got a save in a 5-4 Pirate win here at Houston on June 16th. He gave up a run in that one. Hanrahan was unavailable in that game. That's strike one. Joel Hanrahan, though, has been something else this year. 26 saves. He pitched in the All-Star game briefly. He's converted 28 straight going back to last year. Hunter's 6 for 6 in base stealing this year. He stole a base last night. Lee's bounced into 7 double plays. 1-1. Mark Melanson has joined Enario Del Rosario in the Houston bullpen.
We hit this 2-run homer right here. We get Melanson in the game.
Yeah. That's some good karma. McHenry has thrown out 3 of 13.
He is very Mariano-esque the way he comes set. They were teammates. He played for the Yankees for.
This is not a bad guy to emulate.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years.
Veras 29 years old, listed at 6'5", 236.
Here it comes right here.
Could be the pitch Carlos has been looking for on 2-1 next.
Bobby Meacham down there with the clock. He's keeping time on the Veras, how quickly he's unloading the ball to home plate. Giving Hunter Pence that information.
Bouncer slowly hit. Veras backhanding it. Goes to first. 1 out. Hunter Pence goes to second. Now it'll be the pinch hitter, Brett Wallace. Wallace, a .282 hitter with 4 homers, has 25 runs batted in. Gone 1 for 5 as a pinch hitter with an RBI.
In terms of batting average, virtually no advantage for left-handed hitters against Veras. Right-handed hitters bat 181 against Jose. Lefties 183. But all 3 of the home runs he's allowed have come to left-handed hitters. So therein lies your hope.
Okay.
We'll settle for a blooper.
Wood way off the line at third. There goes Hunter to third base, and without Clark, he steals it.
Wow. Wow, you talk about an aggressive play with a left-handed hitter in the batter's box. Catcher's got a clean shot at you.
Wasn't even that good a jump. Why didn't he throw it?
I don't know. Surprised, didn't get the handle, but when he comes up throwing, he's going to get him.
Now the infield comes in.
That was a brash steal his third right there.
Yes, it was. Wallace takes the low breaker, and it's a 1-ball-1-strike count. Brett was 0 for 3 in last night's game. Hunter's now 7 for 7 in steals. In tight to Wallace.
Hunter's just learning to pick his spots and when to gamble. You know, in the past years, he's tried to steal a lot more, but did not have a good success rate. This year, not running as much, but 7 out of 7.
Wallace bounces to shortstop. Pence coming to the plate. Throw from Darnell. He's safe. And the game's tied 4-4. Clint Hurdle's on his way. McHenry arguing the safe call by Tim Timmons.
Boy, Hurdle is hot. Timmons is letting him have his say. Which is probably the same thing over and over again. He got him. No, he didn't. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. Well, we're going to find out for sure.
Let's see from that angle.
Infield in. Hunter, good aggressive lead. Going on contact. Out.
Yes,
Astros got a break. See the tag applied right there on the arm before he gets down. Yep.
Let's take it.
Yep.
It's a tie game. And Matt Downs, or Clint Barmas is the batter. Barmas is 1 for 3. Line is short last time up. Brian Bogusevic is the pinch runner.
Interesting trip around the bases. Hunter doesn't walk much at all, but he drew a leadoff walk. The second on a little chopper by Carlos. Stole third with a left-handed batter up. A clean shot from the catcher who didn't even make a throw. And then scores on a play where he was out. He was like he was destined to score that run.
Ball 1 to Barmas. Bogusevic running for Wallace. Wallace reaching on what was ruled a fielder's choice. Bogusevic is 1 for 1 in base stealing as an Astro this year. Had 14 steals at Oklahoma City this season.
He's got to go. That's a little slow to home plate right there. He's throwing over a bunch, but he's not. No slide step.
Yeah, he hasn't used slide step once, has he?
Nope.
Broken bat and it's foul. 2-1. Barmas will select another.
Got a good one, kid.
He had a game winner. Yeah, I'm with you, Baggy. I think if you're getting good times and with a watch on this guy at home plate, Bogusevic certainly capable of stealing that base. And it's not like Barmas hits a lot of home runs.
No, he's like a 1-4-5, 1-5 guy. Bogey should be able to steal this one pretty easy.
He goes. Ground ball to third.
Good
field. He does. He continues on to third base. And it's first and third with one out. Wood unable to play that grounder hit by Barmas.
Well, Pirates opening the door here in the bottom half of the eighth. The leadoff walk. Now Wood unable to handle that ball. Well struck, but an E5. Bogusevic, who was moving all the way over to third, and the Pirates forced to pull the infield in again.
Ray Searage is the pitching coach. Meeting at the mound in this situation with Quintero to bat.
I guess they could play for two in the middle, but you don't get the double play. The possible winning run comes home.
Yeah. Downs on deck.
Squeeze would be fun.
It works.
Clint Hurdle came out to argue the run scored by Hunter Pence to tie it. Now Astros threaten to take the lead. And Barris will face Quintero. Pirates have stranded 10. The Astros have left 6.
Pirates pulling their outfielders in as well. They're staying back in the middle.
Squeeze. Nope. No squeeze. He was just squaring. And it's ball one.
Huh. Looks like a safety squeeze there. It looked like he had aspirations of actually offering it that.
It sure did. Studying the signs of Dave Clark. Pirates are 13 and 10 in one-run games.
This is interesting because having to hold that runner on first base, that does give you a little bit more freedom in the batter's box.
Everybody's going to boo now. Say balk. Yep. It's amazing how that works. It's kind of like when you throw your bat in the stands and everybody boos when you get it back, knowing that you're going to get another one in return.
Sure. Quintero steps out.
Fans, they hate that move. They just hate it.
Yep.
A lot of them have no idea why they hate it. They've just been raised to hate it. Generations of baseball fans have booed that move.
Yep, that's it. Now back, and it's 1-1. These two teams put on a very interesting race down to September. The Astros won the division title. They made it 4 out of 5 beginning in that stretch. Pirates were managed by Gene Lamont. They put up quite a fight that year. That's a looping liner for an RBI hit. 5-4 Astros on the go-ahead single by Quintero. His 10th run batted in. Scoring Bogusevic. Barmas goes to third.
Just keep the line moving, and here they go first and third again.
That's right.
Well, Hurdle's going to make a pitching change. Nice, easy swing by Q. Got a ball up a little bit. Nothing to it.
Bogusevic comes home. It's 5-4 Houston. And we'll be right back.
Astros with the MLB.com at-bat 11 app for your iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. You can get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at-bat to 31826 or visit Astros.com for details. Brownie?
Thanks, Greg. Chris LaRue's warming up. He'll be pitcher number 5 for Clint Hurdle. He's been at AA Altoona. He's been at AAA Indianapolis with the Pirates. He has 3 appearances with an ERA of 0.
Good heater. Big guy, 6'8". Chris LaRue from Montreal, Canada. He's got a rapide and a glissant and a changement de pace.
Oh, wow.
I just made that up.
That's how we do up here. We just make stuff up and see if it works.
Glissant is a slider.
Matt Downs, the batter, hit a warning track fly ball to center in the 6th inning. Runners at first and third, 1 out.
Take another one of those right now.
Yep. But it's a pop up, and the catcher McHenry comes over. 2 down as LaRue gets a big one. The Pirates have Walker, McCutchen, and Jones due up, or the spot by Jones now occupied by the pitcher, due up in the 9th inning.
Now Downsy's made 2 outs tonight on 2 pitches, and I think the knee-jerk reaction is to be critical, but both times he got fastballs in pretty good places to hit, and he scorched the one to center field. This one just had a little late run, got in on him a little bit, but we talk a lot about the quality at bat and it needs to be a lengthy at bat. Not necessarily true, and especially if you're a guy like Downs who likes to hit the fastball, you can run out over the plate and up a little bit.
Take a rip out.
Yeah, that's the one you should be hacking at.
Lefty Joe Beimel's warming up for the Buccos. Michael Bourne's 2 for 4. Line drive on the shortstop makes it 6-4 Houston on the RBI single by Bourne. Pharma scores and Michael gets his 3rd hit of the night.
Very nice. Very nice.
We talked about Michael's at bat in the 7th being a huge at bat, trying to get something going in that inning. Nothing developed, but this time a big moment, and he comes through because Mark Melancon just has not had many opportunities to save games. Nice to give him that little extra cushion.
Ball 1 to Angel Sanchez. 0 for 2 with a walk and a sack. Each club has 11 hits and 1 error now. It's 2-0 for Chris LaRue. Pitched an inning and 2/3 against the Astros in Pittsburgh on July 6th. Didn't give up a run. Now it's 3-0. Good point about Mark Melancon. The Astros have not been able to provide him with many opportunities to get saves lately, so any additional runs would be helpful here, especially with the extra time off over the All-Star break. Sometimes it's going to take a little while to get back in sync.
His last save came on June 8th.
It's a while back.
Yeah. That'll go back into the seats. 3 balls, 2 strikes for Sanchez. They're very happy it did.
Last save opportunity came on the 26th of June in that wild one with Tampa Bay, in which he allowed 5 runs in an inning in the 3rd. The Astros got beat 14-10.
3-2, 2 outs. The runners will be moving on the pitch. Baltimore beat Cleveland 6-5 tonight. Bouncer, Walker. In the 8th inning, the Astros grab the lead, coming up with 3 runs on 2 hits with an error, leading 2. They go to the 9th, 6-4 Houston.
Brought to you by the Progressive Insurance Group. For money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. Now the Astros in a situation they haven't been in much lately. A chance to save a game for Melanson and to win a game in the 9th inning. Brownie, see if you can get him out and do it.
All right, thanks, Greg. It's Brian Bogusevic staying in after pinch running for Wallace, the pinch hitter. He's in left field. That means Carlos Lee, who was at first base and moved to left field, does move back to first base.
Now the burden falls on Mark Melanson to close this one out. 5-2, 3.07 ERA. And as we mentioned, he has not had a lot of. Not only has he not had a lot of save opportunities, he just hasn't had a lot of appearances in the month of July. It's a grand total of 3 innings. So thank you very much, Michael Bourne, for that little insurance run as Melanson has to navigate some choppy waters here. Walker, McCutchen, and Jones. And look at the night this guy's having.
Walker's 4 for 4 with a homer.
It's all downhill from there, though.
Go right in there. There's no way he's going to go 5 for 5.
Well,
no
yeah.
way.
What are the odds? Ball one is high. That's foul ball, and it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Escalona had a 1-2-3-8 with a couple of strikeouts. Very good performance by Sergio tonight.
Position to pick up the W.
St. Louis got a W, 4-1 at Cincinnati. Chris Carpenter got that win, his 5th. Shot to shortstop, Barmas. One over the lead.
More dramatic than it needed to be.
Yes, a little bit.
Like he might have lost his footing there. It's out number 1.
Bud's cheeks are feeling a lot better since he just spit that hook out.
Matt Diaz comes out on deck to pinch hit for the pitcher next after McCutchen, who's 0 for 4. Just wanted to put a little drama in it.
Carlos, not so sure what was going on that one.
He was working on some yoga.
Never assume a good throw.
Good point. Strike one. You don't want to get your feet locked up, do you?
No.
Minnesota 4, Kansas City 3. That's a final from the Twin Cities. Twins are not out of it.
Pitch.
1-1 for Melanson. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Veras could be the loser after working 1/3 of an inning, giving up 1 hit, 3 runs, 2 earned, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Rolled out to short again. Barmas. 2 outs.
He's got Carlos going right. Now he's got to go up. Now he's got throwing up the line on him just to test the big guy.
Now the pinch hitter Diaz batting for the pitcher LaRue.
You know, we say it a lot with Michael Bourne and McCutchen because of his speed. Makes you do things a click faster than you want to, and that leads to some errant throws sometimes.
269 for Diaz as a pinch hitter with 6 runs batted in. In his last 10 games, he's been a .414 hitter, going 12 for 29. He does not have a homer this season in 159 at bats. Big cut there, strike 1.
Not for lack of trying.
No.
No, that was some effort right there in it.
Fans are up. It's been a good night with this ball game going back and forth for them. Houston led 3-0. Pittsburgh led 4-3. High ball to right. Hunter Pence back. And the Astros have snapped their 5-game losing streak. They're back in the win column with a come-from-behind effort with 3 runs in the 8th inning, sending them off to a 6-4 win over the Pirates tonight. Melanson gets the final 3 outs, and the Astros pull together and win it 6-4 over Pittsburgh tonight.